Welcome to the Inglorious Bards adventure number 11. I am Tom, your humble game master. We are excited to have you here. We are all here today. We've got the full crew and are excited to pick up where we last left off from our cliffhanger and see what happens next. A little bit of interesting bookkeeping we need to make note of. Number one, we didn't notice last week, but Twitch fan Sammy subscribed for 16 months for us on Twitch. So thank you so much, Sammy. Fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. And we also have a birthday boy here again with the Bards, and it is Seth's birthday. I believe Seth's going to be young 25, 26, I think I heard. And because of that, you get to start with 2 additional hero points, breaking the maximum to 3. However, your max is still 1 once you come down to it. And our Sammy is not with us right now at this very moment. And otherwise, thanks so much, Sammy, for all the support. Let's get some character introductions and see who is in our adventuring party. Let's start with our artificer, Fiona. Say hi, Fiona.
Hello, Fiona. That's me. I'm here with my best buddies.
Great. Next to you is the priest Warforge Vessel.
I am Vessel. I look after those in my charge. All of those here.
You were not a child of Salim, I think, for the first time.
I'm growing up.
What's happening?
Adolescent of Soline.
More preteen.
Preteen.
Soline tween.
Yeah, don't get your voice deeper. We have Aragus Willoughby, our bard.
Aragus Willoughby, short in stature, tall in reputation.
And we have Valamir Almarin Greyspell III.
Yes, Valamir Almarin Greyspell III, Wizard Extraordinaire.
Fantastic. And not the only Greyspell in the campaign now. And we have our Goliaths, our paladin, who goes by the name of Caven Boulderfall.
Haven Boulderfall, Soup Kitchen Extraordinaire.
That's the title, not Guardian of Soline.
I mean,
Soup
if
Kitchener.
Vessel is stepping down,
All right.
then Haven will.
All right.
Have to become a guardian to get
It's
to
a
the soup
contest of
kitchen.
humility. I can be more humble.
I'll step up and fill your shoes as Deli Meister.
And last we have Caven's brother, Cole Boulderfall, the fighter.
That's right. Caven and I are supposed to be twins, but everyone knows that I'm the bigger one, so we're just going to call me the older one, too. I look out for him as much as I can.
Fantastic. All right. Let's get a recap, oddly enough, from last week from someone who wasn't even there.
Who's that?
Seth.
Okay.
Hello! The adventurers, minus the best one, enjoy some downtime. Cole finds a new weapon. Caven helps out at a shelter that was opened in his name. Aragus hones his musicianship. Vessel babysat the whole crew. And Valamir happens upon an execution about to happen in the town square of his own daddy. And that, my friends and foes, is where the adventure begins.
Got the highlights.
It is a large single-story mansion, summertime, beautiful breeze, trees outside, lush grass. There's food that's being cooked that smells wonderful on the other side of the house. There is a middle-aged man, handsome, well-dressed in a study, a rather extravagant study. He has maps of Varen all on one side of the wall. He has maps of strange celestial, ethereal planes of existence with like a Venn diagram of different circles lapping and overlapping. He has strange blue lines connecting the world of Varen to these circles. He has books and books and scrolls everywhere, but he's got the big doors to a little patio area open, and he's reading and he's scribbling down and writing in a book. As he does so, there is the quick footsteps of his son, Valamir Almarin Greyspell III, a 12-year-old wizard trainee who is running up to the study to show his father some brand new introductory piece of magic that he has finally mastered. You come running up to the study, you barge in and open up the door, and your father, Valamir, says, without looking up, Val, we said, before you enter, you must recite the wizard's mantra. Say it for me now.
Father, this is so important.
The wizard's mantra. You must memorize this. You have forgotten the wizard's mantra.
It's not like that, Father. You have to understand.
Your studies have gone better than your mantra remembrance, I assume, then?
The mantras are so formulaic. It does not make sense.
Come in. I tease. It's good to see you.
Well, thank you, Father.
I've been back just 2 days, and it's great that you were able to get time off from your studies to come back home.
Of course. I would.
You seem very excited about something.
I have just mastered a new spell.
Do show me.
I would love to.
He puts his book away, puts his scrolls, puts on some glasses, and is very excited and walks over to you.
Wiggle, waggle, piggle, paggle. And just one, minor magic missile goes out.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, well done. Well done. Not an important book at all, but well done. That's wonderful. And do not worry. As you get more and more trained and skilled with the magic, you won't have to use phrases like that. It'll just come far more naturally to you. But that's very impressive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Father.
Very impressive. I know it's hard because I'm not around much, but I am impressed what they're able to teach you at that school.
I understand, Father. You're very important.
He sits down next to you with some cozy chairs away from his desk. So how have you been outside of the school itself? How are you?
What?
How have you been doing?
Oh, I've been doing well. Mother is generous often.
And how is she?
Came out weird. It's
Sure
not,
did.
not like that.
Another take? Well, another take on that?
There's a whole host of thoughts in my head that are.
Not like that.
And how is she?
She misses you, Father.
I'm afraid I won't be here too long. Next month I have another symposium to go to back in Azamir.
You did say I would be able to join you soon. I was hoping to come with you.
I'm not sure that will work out this time, and I'm so sorry about that.
Father, you said I could come.
I know, but there are matters that are more pressing that need to be addressed.
More pressing than your son?
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's where we're going. All right.
Get him, sweetie!
He leans in close and says, Val, I love you and your mother more than anything, but there is... But there's important work that I'm doing. There's a puzzle here, he says, pointing to his ginormous maps on the wall. There's a puzzle here that, if I can just unlock, can reconnect the secrets of magic here that will create all new discoveries here within Varen.
I'm learning so quickly I could help you.
Yes, and you will in time. You must master your skills, and your strength comes from the blood that we share, and also from your keen mind, and also your good heart. And he says, "Try again. Say those words again." And he grabs onto your other wrist, and he starts channeling a little bit of magic through your other wrist as you cast your spell again.
Wiggle, waggle, piggle, paggle.
You do so, and 1, 2, 3 magic missiles fly out as his magic amplifies yours a little bit. Well done,
Did you
Val.
see that, Father?
Well done. One day I feel you will be a great, great wizard, Val.
If I'm ever as great as you are, then I will be more than happy.
He gives you a big hug. It's a warm hug. At the same time, he gets up and says, "Well, get back to your studies then. And seems like a mother's almost done with dinner, and I've got to get back to my work." And he goes right back to his desk, puts on his glasses, and immediately goes right back into his scroll.
And just disappointed and said, "Yes, Father," as I turn around and
As
walk
you
out.
walk away, it is your
But Father,
father.
why is my mage hand hairy?
It is your father who is now going away. Now that we are in the current time, an adult Valamir is standing on the side of the streets in the city of Almithra, seeing this parade of a prisoner chained in magic, a cube of magic attached to a wagon, an exposed wagon with multiple horsemen and guards parading through. You see him, his arms suspended over his head and just floating within this cube of energy as he goes past you. You're stunned. You were not expecting that. You heard the name of Valamir Greyspell being whispered a little bit amongst the crowd. You're not sure what that was about. And now
Well, I
you
assumed
see-
it was about me and
About
my
you.
reputation, of course.
And now you see your father there and slowly going away in this procession down towards the government side of the city. He looks tired. He looks like he's been through certainly a big fight or two. He has on very expensive fine robes that are tattered and shredded and barely hanging on him as they go by. The crowd cheers. The crowd jeers. There are tomatoes thrown at him that just bounce off of this reflective force field, and you hear, "Yeah, they got him, and lots of cheers. And next to you is
Caven, I believe.
Caven, you're also there, and you also see.
I am.
Anything you guys like to do or say?
Well, yeah, several things. So the elder Valamir is cognizant, aware at least of like what's happening. He's conscious.
He does not appear to be conscious.
Okay. In that case, Valamir grabs a hold of Caven. That is my father. We cannot allow anything to happen to him.
I did not know you had a father.
Indeed, I do. You are an agent of Celine. You have power here. We must get to where he is going so we can provide aid.
What has he done?
My father is a great man. He would have not done anything terrible.
They said he is the wizard's killer.
He would not. I know my father. He would not do anything unless he needed to, unless it was necessary,
Like
unless it
Bill
was
Death
for
Star.
the betterment. He is a kind and wonderful man. Busy, but kind and wonderful.
An alcoholic, but kind and wonderful.
A little racist, but you
Functioning.
know.
The beatings I deserved, but he was kind and wonderful.
I always deserved it.
So did Mother. It's just,
God.
One day we'll listen, but he is a kind, considerate man.
I shouldn't have been at the top of the stairs, but he was kind.
What just happened?
Oh, God. Family drama just happened.
I need to cry. Excuse me.
You know what? On second thought,
Fuck him.
Then
And Valamir, like, grabbing onto, like, Caven starts, like, basically attempting to drag a Goliath along with him. Like,
Just totally failing.
Let us go and meet them at the square.
And Valamir's beating a path through the crowd to try to get to where he's going.
Okay, you guys are rushing and pushing past the crowd, trying to get through. The crowd is dispersing slowly, so it's not easy to get past them. You are pushing and pulling. They're getting further and further ahead. You are not able to catch up due to the density of the crowd, but you do see exactly where they are taken. He is taken. He gets further and further away. It's very clear he's being taken to a place known as the Tower of Dust. It is the largest place in the entire city. It is an old tower. You're not sure what its function is, and it's in the highest raised part of the city, standing very narrow and tall, and he's being taken there.
So not immediately being executed, it sounds like.
Correct.
Okay, good. Very good. Valamir will, looking, as he's traveling through, is looking for like a young youth, a street urchin type person who would probably be amenable to running errands and things.
You find such a lad.
Grab not super roughly, but like hurriedly, toss 3 copper into his hand and say, "Down by the docks, there is a halfling, just very flamboyantly, a weird stone golem type creature, and a gnome.
Is she there?
She's not there.
She's not there.
Oh, and a Goliath. Find them and tell them that Valamir. No. Hold that thought.
6 guards surround you instantly.
Tell them that Caven
Yes,
has
tell them
requested
that-
their presence.
Caven needs them
Oh, yeah.
immediately.
Oh, yeah. Argus, Vessel, and Cole. Yeah, I'll get him.
Yeah, exactly.
And off he goes.
But not Valamir. Ixnay on the Valamir's egg.
He scurries away. Meanwhile, back at the Welcome Hall is Fiona. Fiona, who has been working on some projects, tinkering with some items and such. I have some good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news for you, Fiona. Wow. The bad news is you were not able to create anything that was of value to sell, because that was one of your goals during the downtime. The good news is that you were able to be given several tinkering parts from someone who bought them. Who bought them?
Argus, but that's a plot point yet to come.
Oh, we need those right now.
Oh, well, how would I have gotten them to her?
Retcon.
Yeah, just wreck on it. It was, you got them downstairs in the inn.
Okay.
And-
Yeah, at some point during those 2 weeks, I would have given them to Vessel to give to.
Okay, how many were there?
2 Tinkerer resources.
Perfect. And so then there's no bad news after that. Then the last one is good news. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a device gadget crafting system for you.
Yeah.
We are going to take a similar system from what we had in season 4 with our mechanic from before, and we are bringing it over into D&D. This is a custom design system.
Yes.
So
Cool. I want the force field.
So
Can I just have the Force?
how this works is, I'll bring it up. Under tinkering, we have a new concept called tinkering. The concept here is I have 58 different devices that I have designed, and they are all here in this deck of cards.
Wow.
58 of them. They have been created, some taken from season 4 and remodified, others created just for this one here. The concept is they are like ciphers from the cipher system that Monty Cook created, or before that, the Numenera system. I can't remember what he called them there. And the concept is these are minor one-time use magic items that allows me as a game master to give you guys pretty strong powers, but they're one-time use, so then you can't abuse them. So I give you a ring of teleport 1,000 miles, and then you can just get one use out of it and do something cool, but it's not going to be broken. You can use it 5 times a day or something. So it's really great. And we're going to put how those are done and who gets them into your hands Fiona. So we're going to have this deck. No one can look at this deck, especially you, Fiona. No one can modify or manipulate this deck either. Right now it's totally random. I don't know the order, but there may be ways for you to manipulate and look at some of the cards, so we don't want to mess with that. How it will work is as follows. You do not have to write this down. I have a card for you that has the system on here.
Yes.
Somewhere
Instructions
randomly in the deck.
inside the deck.
The rules are so. This is the Joker. The concept is this: whenever you have downtime and tinkering parts that Aragus has given you, you can choose to tinker. When you do, you must spend all of your tinkering parts. Then you make a tinkering roll. You're going to roll your tinkering tools roll, which should be your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency in the tools.
My tinkering tools roll is not my intelligence modifier.
It's going to be intelligence for you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to add a +3 for every single tinkering part that you're able to use. So if you use 1, +3 more. If you're using, in this case, 2, you're going to add +6 more. You are then going to roll the die, and if you get a 11 or higher, you get 1 device. A 16 or higher, you get 2 devices, 2 of these card draws, if you will. A 22 is 3 devices, a 28 is 4 devices, a 35 is 5 devices, and 40 or more is 6 devices.
Wow.
So we have it scaled out. You're not going to be able to accomplish that very easily. You would need a ton of parts and higher proficiency, but that's the concept.
Does a natural 20 do something for her beyond that?
Natural 20, no. Natural 20 does not, but a natural 1 does.
Oh.
It consumes 1 of the tinkering parts and negates that downtime. You have to wait for another downtime and use any remaining tinkering parts. And of course, I reserve the right to change and manipulate this because we'll see how frequently or crazy the system gets. The same thing with the cards themselves. You, Seth, aka Fiona, you get to decide who gets what whenever you create them. There's no looking ahead, and no hero can have more than 2 devices. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did not.
All right, so Christopher, if you can hand this deck over to him.
Unmanipulated.
That is the device
You mean
deck.
shuffle that for you?
Yes, please.
And then I think what we want to do this season is go ahead and announce when you're giving to someone, I'm giving you the Helmet of Awesomeness.
Okay.
Don't have to describe what it does, but then everyone here and the audience knows, ooh, there's something cool because it's called the Helmet of Awesomeness. And you and whoever gave it to you now know what it is, but only you know what it does. So, any questions about that, Seth?
No.
Okay. So it is the completion of a downtime. You can now tinker.
For sure.
Spending both of the tinkering. Yes,
I
Christopher?
have a quick. Is this monkey paw items?
Will it backfire on us like
No.
a bad genie wish?
I just
No.
wanna make sure.
There are, I think, 2 or
Helmet
3.
of Awesomeness.
No. There are 2 or 3 that are, those are the chaos potions.
Okay,
Start
okay.
talking like Bill and Ted if you have the helmet of awesomeness.
There are 2 or 3 in there that have a drawback, but that's because they can get a little ridiculously powerful. But they all are beneficial.
I'm just reading the small print for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you.
All right. So you are going to make a tinkering roll. What is your intelligence modifier?
+3.
What is your proficiency is +2?
Yes.
And then, take the top card.
That's the instructions.
Yes.
Yep.
And then you're spending 2 of these tinkering, so that's +3 each, so +6 more on top of that. What's your total modifier?
+11.
+11. All right. So go ahead and roll the die, and good luck.
Can hero points be used?
Yep.
We're going to do that right off the bat.
Why? Are you
'cause
serious?
That's a natural one.
First roll
She's
of the
rusty.
day of the
She's
night.
rusty.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah,
sure.
out of the way.
26.
26. How many devices do you craft with that on your chart?
3.
3. So draw the top 3 devices. The parts are now gone and spent. You've crafted them into these devices, and you may hand them out as you see fit. And take a quick moment, and then let us know who's going to
Will
get
do.
what. While you're reading those, we can go to our dock folks. There we have Aragus, we have Vessel, and we have Cole.
Yo.
I remember Cole was under the docks, under a sea lion statue, and it was pulling open a grate.
Had pulled open.
Had pulled open, and I don't know where Aragus and Vessel were at.
Yeah, Aragus is just kind of looking over the ledge because it is not a far way down for Cole. It is a extremely far way down for Aragus.
That's true.
So instead of wasting a feather fall, he's just peering over as best he can.
It's water down there, right?
It's like a
it's
few feet of water, and then
No,
there's
it's deep
a grate.
water.
Oh, is it? Oh.
And then
yeah.
and then maybe a couple inches above the water line is a grill that has a tunnel going down
Okay.
through it with a couple inches of water in it.
Okay, great. So it's okay.
And right about neck or chest height is Cole, who just taken the grate out and is looking down.
So
this.
more when you actually pull it out is the noise that I'm hearing that I actually like kind of like oh well done, Cole. Are you sure that's the right one?
It's the only entrance underneath the line I can see around here.
Right. Well, do you think you'll be able to fit? Is the more important question.
That is an excellent question. How big is the vents that I opened when I pulled the grate off?
Aragus the Bard could run down it.
Okay.
That doesn't answer his question at all. Halfling Goliath. Compare it to, say, your shoulders. Can you get your shoulders in?
You can get your shoulders in, yes.
Can I get them out?
Yes. You would not want to be rolling initiative in there, is what I would say.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's a tight squeeze, but I
Right,
can crawl
well-
through this.
If you can make your way back up, I told Valamir it would only take but moments. But maybe we should go find them before we adventure by ourselves.
But I just open it.
We'll put it back on and we'll come back. We know where it is now.
All right.
Valamir is going to want to see this, and I dare say we'll need people more of mine and Fiona's size.
Cole's gonna go ahead and grab the grate that he threw over his head after tearing it off, and go under, pick it back up, and see if I know I can't probably put the hinges back on or whatever. It was bolted on, right?
Sure, you can get it to roughly hang on there as long as a little gust doesn't come along.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll just kind of like wedge it in, and like no one else is gonna use this thing. Pretty confident.
All right.
It's been pretty rusted, so.
As you do, Vessel, there is a tug on something of yours. I don't know what's tuggable on you.
Anything hanging off of me. I've got my mace,
You've got like
a variety of tools.
You've got like rungs on you, so Fiona can climb up.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's a button that she can press to be like.
Oh, I've got an elevator on the side.
Calls the dumb
Someone's
waiter.
activated.
Dumbwaiter thing.
Someone's activated the freight. Hold on. Can I help you?
There's a tugging, and there is a young character actor from Oliver Twist down below at your knee. Says, "Pardon me, I have a message for you."
Are you sure you?
You've already critically
What?
succeeded your intimidation roll.
I think she meant that statue over there.
Give me the message. Quickly.
Someone named Cave wants you. He's at the main street.
Cave.
I do not know cave.
I do not know cave.
Was it cave with an N?
I don't know. And he runs off.
Cave.
Cole tries to climb back up. Got my boots wet for that, Aragus, and I'm not even going down it right now. I'm just telling you that.
Well, I would have gotten my entire facade wet.
I received a message.
What was it?
What? Yes. On with it.
But it does not parse. The message has been deleted.
It does not compute.
It's caching. A small child appeared and asked for cave.
Cave.
Like cave-in?
I just repeat the message.
What was the rest of the message? Just cave?
Just cave.
That was not the full message.
Wasn't even close to the
There was 3 coppers worth of the message.
Kid's rich now.
We've been asked to go to the road in town.
Yes, well, I think we'd better meet up with our group anyway. Why don't we stop and catch Fiona while we're there? On our way there.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it kind of roughly?
Sure.
Sure.
It is now.
The city's in a circle. We're going.
City's in a linear
yeah, so we'll
line.
go-
Let's go
just wherever you
Wintershins.
go.
We'll go
That way
towards
we can make sure-
Fiona's most known workshop. Is it in the
I'm in
city or
the room
Yeah,
at
the welcome hall.
welcome
Okay.
hall.
Welcome hall? That's right.
Yep. Okay.
We'll go grab
all
her.
right. You guys make your way to the welcome hall and you run into Fiona. Fiona, you are able to join the group, and at some point, the 6 of you all meet up.
Give me a moment.
Yes.
And when they find me, I'm like shaking with like
With
glee
excitement?
and anticipation, like a little kid who's had like 4 cups of coffee. Guys, I made some cool stuff.
Oh.
You guys left me alone, and I think these are pretty good things. And she hands to Aragus this dull copper ring with a small, tiny gemstone in it called the Resolute Ring.
Wow.
And before you make a charisma save, crumble this ring in your fist to gain +3 to the save, and I'll
Wow.
Nice.
pass that along to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
To Cole, there's this little jar with it looks like a firefly buzzing around in it. This is pretty cool. It looks like a firefly, but it's not.
It's not?
No, this little thing is gonna make you smarter.
Hey,
And
thank you.
everybody can be smarter.
It's true.
And it's a thought jar, and before rolling an intelligence ability check, you gain +3 to the check.
Gonna need that one. Thank you very much.
And in another jar is this gloppy, gray, sometimes green, sometimes purplish ooze that she hands to Vessel. And once this is called the living solvent. And once released, the organic slime dissolves 1 cubic foot of inorganic material each round.
You give it to me?
After 3 rounds, the slime dies and becomes inert. Heck yeah, I give it to you because you're going to cause some chaos with it.
I'm glad I didn't eat it first. Okay.
Where are we going?
I think we have to meet up with Valamir and Caven. They went to
I
go.
was wondering where those guys were.
They went into the city. They heard something about the wizard slayer.
Worked out that I could give you presents without them being here because I don't have anything for them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
I'm sure you'll come up with something.
For
someday.
sure.
Super cool.
Yeah, heading by Cole's lead, I suppose, to look for a equally as tall.
Wintershins! They continue to go counterclockwise too. They meet up with the other ones.
What is where shins?
Wintershins.
Winter.
Wintershins. Wintershins is counterclockwise. We'll talk about it later.
All right. So,
The city's a circle. Remember.
you guys.
I got this thought jar. It comes with all sorts of words.
Oh God.
Just like keep listening
just
to it. Just
distract them a little bit.
Onomatopoeia.
I don't know what it means, but I got to do it right now.
It's just a word a day. He just thinks
Somebody thinks it's the most magical thing ever.
perpendicular.
The more you know.
Just forcing it in every conversation unnecessarily. I will go perpendicular on your ass.
I'm feeling very fastidious today.
You guys make your way through a dispersing crowd. People are talking, and you hear them talking about, ooh, I heard they captured Valamir. Oh, did you hear they captured Valamir? It's a little disconcerting.
What'd
That's a problem.
What'd Valamir do?
I don't know.
I'll leave you guys alone for a day?
I mean, technically, we left him alone, so yeah, that's also a problem.
This can't be right. We have to
Uh-oh.
go to. If we find Caven, we'll be sure to find Valamir.
It takes you probably a good hour or two before you can find Caven, whose head stands above so many others in the dispersing crowd. You find him on a main street and sitting in with a stunned look on his face on a small bench off to the side of the road is Valamir.
Valamir, what's wrong, dear boy?
We received your message.
They have my father.
What?
He
Who
was.
has your father? Who has your pop-pop?
You have a father?
I do.
Who has Daddy
Why
Dickens?
is everybody so surprised by that? Of course I have a father.
Everybody has a father.
Wizards
Exactly.
sprouted from
Oh, we touched a nerve again.
It's not
called him-
podcast.
Kill him now before
It's
Tom
therapy
can.
session, folks.
They
Free
called him the
therapy.
Wizard Slayer. It could not be more wrong. He has been. I don't know what has happened.
What is
There's-
bad wizards? You know?
Perhaps that would be the only reasonable explanation, is that he was defending himself or otherwise helping somebody, something, or someone. I don't know. But
Are you sure you saw your father?
yes, it was my
In
father.
this town, who knows? Maybe it just like did a little trick and they arrested him.
I had a flashback and everything.
This cannot
We
be right.
must ask Lady Verador for her help. If she is willing to, she has influence in the city.
Where is he?
Caven is
Yeah, what about Caven's friend? That important guy.
the now High Priest.
No, the other guy who like gave him his little soup kitchen and stuff.
That him as well, but
Master.
Guildmaster.
he might have not had such noble intent, I believe. But you have
He,
the
like,
Church of
donated
Solene
200
and its
gold.
powers. You have Lady Verador. We must use. I implore you, friends. Let us use what resources we have gathered to help my father. And
Well, we should find out what he's. I mean, I don't
Russell
mean to
clenches
be.
the gold a little tighter.
I don't mean to be. But we gotta find out what he's like,
Accused
arrested
of,
for.
perhaps.
Accused, sure.
but it does not matter what he has been accused of.
Well,
We must free
sometimes
him.
it does.
If he has been accused of anything that would prevent us from feeling like we would need to free him, those are lies. I assure you.
Do you know who brought him in?
No.
I only ask because
They
it
took him
sounds
to
like
the-
something the Order of the Vigilant would do.
They took him to the Tower of Ash.
Dust.
Dust.
Tower of dust.
Dust
Oh,
and
Ash
ash.
is the other side.
Ashes
Yeah.
and dust. Ashes.
Caven, do you think you might be able to contact the knight that we spoke to, the Order of the Vigilant, and see if he might be able to get us access to go talk to Valamir, Greyspell, Almerind? I said that wrong.
It's okay.
I thought
Your
the,
name's the same as him?
I thought the knight already departed on
He's
his
a 3.
pilgrimage.
The other Pop's a 2.
Don't do numbers.
What's
Yeah,
the
don't do
other
numbers.
We can just call him Pop Valamir.
I will now.
Just the fact that you call it pop up means you're not ready for this.
I've heard that before.
Call him Daddy.
We should go to the Tower of Dust, and I will see if we can talk to him.
Follow your lead.
So we head that way. We head to the Tower of Dust.
On the way there, Argus is kind of like reassuring Valamir, like, this must be some kind of mistake, dear boy. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Indeed, we must free him.
All right. You make your way to the Tower of Ash. You get
I thought it was dust.
Dust. Damn it!
Ash is south.
The Ash is on the other side of town. We've established this. You make your way to the Tower of Dust. There is a gate.
As we're on the way,
Yes.
Aragus, you have some ability to disguise yourself and perhaps others as well. I look an awful lot like my father,
Yes.
and he has been accused of crimes, and I may not be so favorably looked upon if I am known to be in this moment his son. I believe there will be a time for that, but I do not believe this time is right now.
Well, I dare say magic may not be the best use, but he kind of fumbles through his very large bag for Argus. He's got a disguise kit with him. He's throwing kind of makeup and brushes and all, wigs all around and stuff.
Gives me a carrot and a wig.
I will summon nose with funny glasses.
Let us try this.
They
And
gave me this nose.
He grabs a little kind of shale-looking rock and crumbles it in his hand and just starts mixing colors together and gets a kind of red burgundy, very much like his own
glad you said
face, and just starts applying it to him to give him kind of his black hair,
Oh, all
more
right.
red facial hair. So we look a lot more similar, but obviously we're
Excellent. We're brothers.
different species. But yeah, so he is now a gingified wizard.
All right.
Gingers.
Gin Whiz.
Gin whiz.
Gin whiz.
You make your way through a large gate area with guards into the nicer section of the city. You don't have any issue there. You've crossed it a couple times to get to Lady Verador's house. However, as you get closer and closer to the Tower of Dust, this road heads right towards it. It's walled off. There are a bunch of city guard, and not only at the gate to the walled area, but around the wall. And there are several mounted knights of the Order of the Vigilance, as someone had predicted, that are outside. And then the tower stretches up just beyond. It is really tall. Unnecessarily tall for the structure size, like it should be toppling over. It looks very old, very well-worn stone. I'd say it's in the probably 300-foot height for a rather narrow tower.
How are the arches?
Subpar. Decidedly so. It does not look to be a friendly place. And anyone who is trained in history can make a history roll.
Yeah.
18?
That's not bad.
13.
Nope.
10.
10. Nope. Anyone else trained in history?
Is an H, is that half? Or is that
Yeah, that might be
half proficient?
Yeah, you have to be full proficient for that.
Okay.
Okay. With an 18, the highest, you know that this tower had some sort of significance to royalty from the capital city of Canabren, but you can't remember what it was. It has since been unused and has been used occasionally for prisoners in the past of some repute. Particularly political prisoners have been held here before being moved on to other locations, such as the capital.
I knew this had to be political.
There are very few civilians around in this area. This is government buildings to the left and right, civic structures. You can hear some horses and stuff from the city guard barracks beyond just another wall. So it's a very protected area right here. As your lot walks up,
Who do we come to?
there are tons of guards and two knights on horses, and everyone turns their attention to the six of you slowly Michael Baying your way up to this tower.
Fire over my shoulders.
Valamir, don't stand directly in the sun if you can. That stuff will wear off pretty fast.
Indeed.
Caven, would you like to take this one?
Gaben goes to the knight on the horse who is on the left.
Okay. And the knight is there. He has his horse come forward and says, "Good day. What is your business?"
Good day. I am Caven Boulderfall, guardian of Celine, and I am here to see the prisoner.
That will not be happening. The prisoner is not to be seen by anyone. By order of the Lord Mayor.
But the Lord Mayor has requested that he be given his rights.
He looks a little confused, but is not going to be easily swayed unless you make a deception 20 target number.
Wow.
You're a paladin.
I know.
Remember
I'm just
your
letting you know that other people are watching.
Like your god.
And your bard. And your bard.
I got a 15.
Okay. No one gets through. Take your business elsewhere.
Then we shall return with the proper papers.
Very well.
How many people are in front of Valamir right now?
A dozen.
As we go to turn around, Aragus says to the group, out of earshot of them, "Which of us knows Alavar the best? Would that be you still, Caven?
Who?
The Lord Mayor?"
I know Matan, who knows Alabar.
Who spoke to the Lord Mayor? Didn't she speak
No
to one
one
of us
really.
at the church?
I don't even
It,
know what she looks like.
she, I think Caven and she had just some like minced words in passing,
Minor interaction.
but there was not like a conversation.
Who gave you the soup kitchen?
Matan.
Okay.
Guildmaster.
Evil.
Yes.
I didn't really give it to him.
And he was
He gave it to the church.
He was rubbing elbows with
Right.
Lord Mayor.
Right.
Perhaps this Matan could give us an audience with Alvar. She could grant us the permission needed.
Matan is not, I think, an ally of ours. The only ally we may have with power beyond Caven is Verador.
Still got that Knight of the Village, the Vigilance. Sir. You know, that guy.
I thought the
He
knight
left town.
went on his pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Sir Leric or Alcrace? One of those two.
I'm going to say.
Sir Varric.
Varric, yes.
He's not in town.
It would be good if we had information on why my father has been imprisoned.
Go ask the guards. See what they'll tell you.
I am probably not the best soul to do so.
I'll go ask them.
Please do.
Or Aragus. You're very good at asking questions.
I could give it a shot.
Yeah, do it.
Fiona, why don't you come with me?
Okay.
And we turn back around and kind of head towards them. Are you with us or no?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to mess it up.
All right, so we have the two physically smallest people going up to this guy on a horse.
just go up to
Least intimidating.
Gentlemen, you didn't mention the charge, and I know that, Lord Mayor Alavar isn't very keen on keeping people waiting. So, if it would please you, we could get this done immediately with no hassle.
The knight says, "Get what done?"
Well, reading him his rights, of course.
His
Instead of waiting for the other guards to approach, we've been deputized by the Lord Mayor. By the city guard, I dare say.
For what purpose? You don't look like any deputy.
Well, we work on a more case-by-case basis, if you will, and we're more independently contracted. But you can ask Guildmaster Matan, you can ask the family Verador, you can ask anyone in this town. They know of us.
I have orders to keep him under lock and key.
And you will follow those orders to the letter. It is simply an audience, so that he may be read his rights.
Magistrate Crane was very specific.
And where is Crane now?
He is being summoned to the tower.
Well, if you insist on we waiting for his word, then very well.
I mean, you're saying we can't see him. That's fine. But what's he arrested for? What's he being charged
He's
with?
being charged with 8 counts of murder. Magicide, to be more specific.
Here in the town?
No, he's been killing wizards throughout the kingdom.
Oh. Where was he captured?
He was captured a few days ride out. Caught red-handed, literally, over a dead wizard in the wizard's tower. One hell of a battle bringing him in. But we got him.
Sounds like you did a good job.
How many of your men did you lose during that?
We lost one, but we have several that were wounded.
What were the circumstances of the loss, if I may ask?
Terrible magic, ripping, shredding magic. I've never seen anything like it before.
He had it coming!
You're not helping.
Did it at all seem unnatural, as magic, of course, is a part of nature?
Magic is wicked.
Yeah.
Only the holiest of magic is natural.
Here, here.
There's so many peanuts. You hear them?
Nothing natural at all about this. Tore my friend's arm clean off.
And the wounded, where were they taken?
They were left just outside the tower. We had our healer was going to be working with them. We had to take the prisoner back.
They've left their own men in the field.
So there's probably a lot of them.
How large was your company?
We were 24.
Against one wizard.
You don't know magic very well, do you? Wizards are not to be trusted.
Well, I know my share of people who wield the magic, and it's mostly used for birthday parties and weird events. We're training courses. Not typically such ravenous ends.
Well, you're welcome to wait here until the magistrate comes.
He just kind of looks at Fiona and off towards the poking group from the alleyway.
Well, that might be a while. We should get together. We'll talk with the rest of our group. Thank you for the information, though. And what was your name?
My name is Sir Nallus.
Sir Nallus, I'm Fiona.
Right.
Yeah, I'll see you again, I'm sure.
And he watches you go, keeping a closer eye on Aragus, confused by your responsibilities.
Are there more knights? Are these the only knights?
2 knights and a slew of city guard.
Fine slew.
Slew? Maybe
It's like an offshoot from a river where the extra water goes through.
a dozen here at the gate and maybe another dozen around the wall.
It's not that many of them.
If only we had a wheelbarrow.
A Holocaust cloak and a week to plan.
Why didn't you say it?
So
Why
yeah,
did you not list that among our assets?
oh my goodness. Valamir, they have him on eight counts of murder. Apparently he's been slaying wizards all over Varennes.
If he has slain wizards, and they were of ill repute and vile and wicked and evil.
We still need to hear. I mean, sure.
Has he ever done anything like this before?
Only the other dozen wizards.
Just the
He
first
said it would not happen anymore, though.
Only my
when he
other 8
drinks.
siblings.
They were all bad. He's been attending meetings. This is not possible.
They said something, it set him off.
They told me to hide under the stairs.
He is a peaceable man. He would not. There is something not right. This
What?
is not who my father is.
I believe you.
You do not seem to sometimes.
Is it possible that
seem
I'm sorry,
doubtful.
Fiona?
All
I
right, go
cut
ahead.
you off.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering if maybe he was being attacked by the wizard
He
killer.
would defend himself indeed.
So maybe we could go find the wizard that was killed in the tower and see if that was something.
If it is close, great, but I am not leaving where my father is to go weeks away to search for clues.
Few days away.
That is still a long time. I think we should exhaust resources here in town.
That's probably better idea to try to get an audience with him.
Yes.
To ask questions.
We get him freed, I believe, is our goal here.
Oh, well, I don't know. They seem pretty
Well, we have
pretty
They are quite unforgiving.
we have some
definite. on-
influential friends, and they do not know us, but they would know Verador, they would know the High Priest, they would know others.
How do we get him innocent?
We speak to Verador, we speak to the High Priest, we get them to vouch for him or speak with him.
Why
so
would
that
they
we may-
vouch for somebody they don't know?
I do not know, but we must convince them.
Valamir,
I think we need to talk to him.
yes, we must
Or
find
talk to somebody else that knows what's going on.
I agree.
we must find a way
And
to
were you able to gain access?
Go ahead, Oliver.
Oh no!
He's tried 3 times.
Oh no! 3 times you're out. Next scene. We have to find a way to convince somebody to give us the audience, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Indeed. And that is where probably a Verador or a High Priest or somebody would come into play. who may be willing to at least speak for us to have an audience.
Caven, I'm looking at you. You have the most influence of anyone in this group right now. You're making some pretty high friends. What do you think we do?
Matan has requested a meeting with me. The knight mentioned the Lord Mayor, and Matan seems to be good friends with her.
Well, there you go. That seems pretty easy. You set up a meeting with Matan. We'll show up if you need us there. And, actually get deputized by the Lord Mayor or read whatever information we can get. Good for me. I came up with a good plan.
To
Yeah.
turn Aragus's lie into reality.
So you're gonna go now?
Let's head that way. There's no wasting time.
We will all have this meeting with Matan.
Who has the letter? You have the letter.
I have a letter.
Did it say anything about come on? Or it just said
It gave a very specific number of people to go. And unfortunately, Cole's the one reading that number.
It's like 30.
That's a lot of people.
Plus 30.
Do we have to bring
Exactly
30?
30.
No more, no less.
we shall all go. If he will only see me, then the rest of you can wait.
Let's go.
Off to Matan's house.
All right.
Or guild hall. I
You
don't-
go to his guild hall is where you head. It is not far from where you're at right now. It is known as the Copper House. It is an expensive guild hall of stone. It's like really, really nice middle-class guild hall with some fineries and stuff added to it. It's not blue-collarish at all. It's very rather fancy. There are 2 guards at the front door that have no qualm with letting you in as a paladin-looking priest nor vessel coming in. But one of them does hold up a hand to the rest of. Doesn't care about Fiona. Doesn't care about Valamir, but really doesn't care about Arragus. It's Cole that he seems to have a problem with. A giant Goliath.
What's the problem?
He said, "Where do you think you're going?" Why don't you?
You're just walking into the guild. We're all walking together here. What if you hold Daphne?
Who's that? She just went in.
Pulls out his giant morning star and just like holds it out to him.
He takes it.
Drops it on his toe. Sorry. Thought you had it.
Go in.
Okay.
You go inside. The guild hall is nice. It's a big open space. You can hear some conversations. There's cluttered scrolls here or there, a bunch of chests, a couple alcoves of storage of different expensive looking crates that are coming and going and have some sort of luxurious goods in them. You're not sure which. A thin young human in a cloak and a robe, comes up to you quickly and says, "Hello, welcome to the Copper House. Who are you here to see?"
We're here to see Matan.
And you are?
I am Caven Boulderfall. He requested me.
Oh, yes. You are the Guardian of Selene.
I am.
Right this way, Mr. Boulderfall. Is that the right title?
Guardian is fine.
Guardian. Right this way, Guardian. And the rest of you can enjoy some refreshments.
On the house.
Of course.
But I was going to... All right.
And he walks with you. Is this the first time you've been with us at the Copper House?
Yes, it is.
We have a lot of meetings here with various representatives from out throughout the city. We had a meeting just a week ago and talked about some different
I
tariffs.
don't care.
Oh, he gets quiet. Even I'm meekly narrating, and He walks down a couple corridors and knocks on a door, and you hear, "Come in."
The rude guardian is here.
And the door opens up, and it's a big, thick door. This is like classic. I'm picturing like John Wick's sub-tier mafia, like lieutenant office kind of thing. Luxurious, like that padded door type vibe. Decanters of alcohol that are really fine and nice, and nice sundries around this luxurious office, wood paneled everywhere. And there you see Guildmaster Voldrin Matan. He is the one that you met in the reception at the High Priest ceremony. He's got a gray beard, some fine clothes on, and he looks up, and the attendant says, "The guardian, I know. Come in. It's good to see you." And he stands up and holds out a hand.
Yeah. Caven shakes his hand.
All right. Have a seat. And he sits back down at his desk.
Caven
Anything I can
wiggles into a seat.
anything I can bring you? Something to drink? Something to eat?
No, I'm refreshed. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I've asked you to come here as I believe I can lend you some assistance. And
I'm glad to hear that, because that is what I've come here for.
Oh, then I think we are thinking the same thing. And I may need your assistance in return, which will help the church as well. So then we both know why you're here and how I can help, and it's the soup
When
kitchen.
may I meet her? Oh,
What are you speaking of?
we have need of the Lord Mayor's help.
The Lord Mayor.
Yes.
Do tell. This I'm not aware of, and I'm aware of many things.
There seems to be a case of a mistaken identity.
A Misnaken identity.
Yes.
This decanter is delicious.
We thought it was Gardener. Turns out it was Constrictor.
Misnaken identity. I like that too much.
There's somebody being held at the Tower of Dust we would like to gain an audience with, and they insist that we that this prisoner not have any visitors by order of the Lord Mayor.
You're speaking of the Wizard Slayer.
I believe that is what some have called him, yes.
And you mention Misnaken identity. I'm trying to do that serious. And you mentioned this identity issue. I'm very intrigued. What need of you to speak with this murderer?
We believe he is in fact not the Wizard Slayer.
Interesting. How do you come about this information?
I'm not sure if that is mine to offer at this time.
Very well. So you need to gain access to speak with this person, or are you asking access to the Lord Mayor to plead your case?
The knight that we spoke with said that it was on her order that he have no visitors. If there is a way that we could see him without bothering the Lord Mayor, then that will work fine.
Mm. Well, I was going to mention an offer of help with your project of feeding the homeless outside the church.
Salami shields.
Is that the name you've chosen?
No, I thought you heard about the salami incident.
I had indeed, and I have an idea of who might be stirring up trouble there, and I am going to be placing in a
Mr.
word.
Pierogi.
I'm going to be placing in a word that they stay well clear of that in the future. You should not be having trouble with them anymore.
Thank you.
We want prosperous work done by the church, which of course brings me to my request, which is also to help the church. And since, dare I say, I've helping out with your feeding project, and I believe I might be able to get you the access you so need for the tower, that perhaps you might do me this one favor in return.
I certainly can consider one.
There is a couple, an older couple, well-to-do, friends of the guild and very good friends of the Church of Solene. Several weeks ago during the high priest ceremony, they were surprisingly not in attendance. And they are there for every major ceremony that I have ever seen. They are benefactors of the church and the arts and many other areas around the city. But they did not attend. I ran into them not more than a week ago, and they were quite curt and wanted nothing to do with the conversation at all, which is very, very unlike them. And I am worried that there is something amiss with them. And I don't have connections to get the information that I normally would to see if anything is wrong. And I would not want benefactors of the city and the church to be having an issue that they don't feel they could even reach out to me to get help with.
Could the city guard not do a social welfare call?
A snare fell. No, this would. There's a certain level of tact and a bit of schmoozing that would be necessary.
I don't roll high in schmoozing, but I will do my best.
Well, if you would, I would just like to have someone check in on them. They are the Asaniers, Leonar and Ceressa Asania. And he scribbles down the craziest symbols and weird writings on a small piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And this address should get you
Don't
to
look
where
to me
their
for
home
spelling.
is at.
Caven takes it and just pockets it, doesn't look at it.
So, now
Close as I got.
we need to figure out about this tower. You say that there is a mistaken identity there, and you need access.
Yes. Should be quite simple for someone of your stature to arrange.
I appreciate the compliment. However, this is an unusual situation. The Tower of Dust has not been used for some time, and this is not a usual criminal. But I will see what I can do. It is getting close to afternoon. Where can I reach you by tonight with word?
We will go back and await at the tower.
All right. I will have word sent to you there, one way or the other, before the last light of day has fallen.
Very well. And we will check in on your friends.
Wonderful. Then I wish you good luck in your endeavors, and hope we see you around here more often, Guardian.
Well, I don't know that my work brings me to the guild hall often, but if we pass each other in the streets, then I will be sure to say hello.
If you are anything like your predecessor, I'm sure we'll be seeing much of you.
Very, very well.
Very well. Good day.
I look forward to hearing from you.
And he nods, and the attendant is right there. And meanwhile, there's a hell of a lot of refreshments being gorged on outside.
Have you tried the little puff things?
They're
Puff things
so
are my
good.
favorite. I got like 7 of these already.
There's not very many left.
Sir, that's for the whole group.
Can you get another one? Because the group is very big and these are mine.
It takes over 2 hours to prepare.
Then you better get started. Do you also have any more of this wine? Because this one
That
is
was
empty.
the last bottle. I told you that when they grabbed all 3.
I don't remember that happening at all, but I liked it.
Cole.
Good wine. What?
Oh, you're back.
We have a
Here, puff thing. Try this one.
mushrooms.
I hope so. It's very tasty.
Valamir smacks it out of the hand. What news?
Caven hands Cole the address. Mathan would like us to check in on some friends of his. And he said he would get back to us by nightfall with news on if he would be able to help us gain access to your father.
He's not giving us to the Lord Mayor. I thought we were going to go see her next.
It's unclear if he is able to do it directly or if he would need to confer with her. I left that up to him.
And are we supposed to go here and meet him for this information?
I told him we would meet him back. We would meet his messenger back at the tower.
So what's this address?
This is where his friends live that we have been requested to check on.
What?
It's actually a message that says, I don't think this idiot can read.
So he needs us to do a favor for him to do a favor? I mean, okay.
I was sent a request to visit him before we learned of...
Pop Valamir.
That was just an immediate response to the one
Valamir.
blink.
So you gave him a guarantee in exchange for a maybe?
I gave him nothing. I told him we would check on his friends.
What's wrong with his friends?
He says they are not behaving normally and they've been out of touch. Not as social as they used to be. Not as friendly.
Defensive, even.
He did not use that big word.
We've heard this before.
Indeed. Seems very similar to the other instances with the shadow lurker, shadow creatures.
Shadewalkers, yeah.
Shade-
Valamir, how do you feel about waiting until nightfall?
I do not feel good about it. I will tell you that.
Nor do I.
But we have, other than seeking Lady Verador, we have no other resource at the moment. So
We could go to the City Watch captain himself and put my money where my mouth was, back there.
What did you do to him?
Well,
Perhaps that will
Time
get
for
us
unnecessary flashback no one wants.
It's where my mouth
Perhaps
was.
that will get us in. Very good.
No, I told the guards at the tower that we've been working on a more official basis than we actually are. So if we can go and make that happen, perhaps we don't need to wait until nightfall.
I am prepared. I am any path that gets us to my father, I will follow.
I shall go that way. If anyone wishes to come with me, the more the better.
As I said, I will follow any path.
Yeah,
Okay.
nothing else to do
So,
other than go to this
Eric
place.
is going to go towards the city, wherever the City Watch captain is. I'm guessing their courtyard office or one of the other towers.
It will probably be
Serving the Ash Tower.
it'd probably be the barracks training area next to the Tower of Dust you guys were just at.
Okay, yeah, that works out.
I am curious why nobody is interested, though, or feels that Verador may be able to help us. That feels to me as a very
It isn't that I don't think she
positive
could help
resource
us.
that could be of aid to us.
It's her reputation seems to still not be best in the city. Until we repair that, then
Perhaps, but she has contacts, she has other information, she might have resources that we are unaware of. There are many, if this falls through, there are many, I believe she may be of assistance.
Valamir, if the city guard is not able to assist us, I will go speak with Lady Verador.
Thank you. I can ask no more of that. Well, other than to see my father, free him, and us to work together to do that.
I have been watching you this few hours, and you have given every consideration to his innocence.
Yes, he is my father. Of course he is innocent.
You have not considered that he may have actually killed these wizards and may be guilty?
Have considered that he may have killed them, but if he did, it was for good reason or self-defense.
Are you prepared to accept that?
I am. I know my father.
Do you understand what he's asking?
No, I really don't.
Okay. Good to know.
Wait,
Nor
you
do I
understand
really
what he's
care
asking?
at this moment.
Because you might want to tell him if you know.
Well, he's asking if is he ready to accept that maybe he's rightfully imprisoned?
No, I am not ready to accept that, nor will I ever accept that. That is an impossible thing.
That's why I didn't want.
That's
to
a good
explain
question. No, I get
Yeah.
it. That makes sense now. I
Yeah.
wasn't ready for that response.
Oh, I am ready for a response. I just am. This is my father, people. My father. I know my father. And I know what he is capable of, and I know what he is not capable of, and I know he is not capable of doing what he is accused of. You do not know him, but this man is my father, my flesh and blood. He is innocent.
You were adopted.
It's not very nice.
Well, let's.
In your defense, Valamir, I will only say that the presentation of his arrival was quite extreme. I've not known anyone to be paraded through the city like that in times I can remember.
Exactly. Does it not seem odd to you?
Of course it does. But
Indeed.
just because it's odd doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. We must keep that in mind. You know that I know your father. I know
Do you
him
think
to be
he
a
is
good
guilty
man.
of these things?
I know he is a good man, and I believe you, my friend. But I also trust Vessel. He is a very logical being.
And he does not know my father.
Well, once we get to the bottom of it, we shall have our answer.
Indeed.
Until then, we do nothing rash.
Carry on.
Very well.
You guys head to the city guard barracks next to the Tower of Dust.
After I get tapped in the back.
Start off on the...
Nothing rash, I said.
You can't do anything, Reg. So leave that to me. Let's go ahead and take our break there, and we will be back and see what happens next. And let's give our friend Chris a hero point for some fun role playing. I think you're at your max.
2.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll have 2 at the moment.
You can only have 1.
Well, don't we start with 1?
You start with 1. You can
And I
only
haven't
have-
used it.
So and the max is 1.
Congratulations,
Unless
Chris.
it's your birthday.
So you can bounce
get
it
to keep
around
your
to
hero
someone who
point.
doesn't have one. Is there anyone who doesn't have one?
Nobody's used one.
No.
All right, good job. I'll give you 2
did
then.
it.
Well, here's a pat on the back. You're gonna need it.
All right. Okay, the group has returned back in the upscale part of the city. You approach the huge Tower of Dust, and it is, say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there are some people that are gathered at the gate leading into this district, folks who are being kept away by the guards at the gate, and you are let through, but you just, hey, did you hear anything about the tower? What's going on in there? There's people are getting more and more interested in what's going on. You are led into the nice part of town. You make your way towards the tower. My dad! And instead of going directly to the tower, you just make a quick right turn to some walls with some sharp metal spikes at the top and an open big gate where there is a field of dirt and practice dummies and stables and some barracks for the city guard itself. As you approach, there are 2 shirtless young men who are sparring with each other, and they stop what they're doing and drop their wooden swords or lower them, and one comes over to you and says, hey, what's going on? You're not guard?
Greetings, fellow officers, I should say. Argus
Roll.
Willoughby here. I'm looking for your commanding officer.
You're looking for the captain?
If he's the most head of this establishment, then yes.
Yeah.
Is he available?
As if. No, I'm saying that. No, that was my tone. Just
Wandered into the 90210 zip code.
I'd totally like to speak to them. Do I go down Valencia or what?
yeah, okay. He looks you over, raises an eyebrow, but then sees these other sword-wielding, I'm assuming, behemoths behind you as well.
To how they're presenting themselves.
No? Everyone's staying behind?
I'm Valamir's in
Balance.
in the area. Yeah.
You're not helping.
If you were looking for intimidating, Cole can be
Okay.
just right behind him with the Morning Star.
He says, all right, come this way.
He has a certain frenetic energy, though. So today, Mr. Valamir does.
And he
He
walks.
looks like he's about to do something all the time.
He walks you over towards the barracks and says, hey, did you see that little sword flourish I did there? Pretty cool.
There's quite a bit of panache on that one.
Yeah. Maybe I'll show you a thing or two.
Sword looks a bit heavy for my taste.
Oh, all right. And he takes you over to
Don't
the
think you two are talking about the same thing.
takes you over to the barracks and goes to a side office and knocks on the door, opens it up, and says, Captain, some guy is here looking to talk to you, and he's got some muscle. And you hear some quick armor bits being strapped on and a belt being sashed, and out from the...
Come on.
Hold on, give me 1d10 turns to get this on! And the captain of the city guard walks out. He is a middle-aged guy, good looking but rugged. You can see he's been through a couple battles, a couple small scars on his face. He comes out and looks a little bit disheveled and says, yes, what?
Captain, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Argus Willoughby. I am a humble halfling. Beg the nervousness of my voice. This, my good friend Cole Boulderfall.
Hey.
And my friend Valamir.
Your name's Valamir.
Very weird indeed. Yes, it is.
What a bad time to have that name.
So it would seem.
Little tip for you, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Use like your middle name instead.
Ha.
Firebolts!
Well, Captain, I hate to interrupt your exercises for the day, but I fear that my presence here is not a coincidence. My associates and I have somewhat of a contract with the Academy. We work with them on a case-by-case basis as, you could say, adventurers.
The Lumine Academy?
In the very same.
All right.
We work directly with Headmaster Vidal and Associate Professor Galiceros. You can see to them for recommendation. What I ask of you now is a most serious request. My associates and I work with the Academy in finding most ancient objects, scrolls of dangerous magics, but also catching, perhaps you might say hunting, evil. We've already gathered ourselves quite a reputation in this city for hunting down the shadow creatures you may have heard rumors about. Of course, your city guard is very well equipped to handle the daily tribulations of the city. My associates and I can go places where you may not want to go yourselves. Dare I say, places you can't quite fit. Kind of presents a small stature.
Oh!
I'll do the hawing. Using our skills and experience, I believe that we could come into an agreement if you would see fit to perhaps no other word for it, deputize my associates and I. At no payment, of course. We receive payment from the Academy for missions completed. What I ask for you is an exchange of services.
You want to be Deputy City Guard.
Without the title. I've noticed that your officers, without the full amount of information, doing the right thing, of course, seeking out justice, are impeding our own investigations with the Academy by mistaking us for criminals. I wish for something more official to show your guard, so that we may work together in the future. Or, at nothing else, leave each other alone.
I think I'm on to what you're saying. He fingers you to follow him?
Whoa.
Arrogance
Whoa,
X.
hey.
That works better on video for anyone listening.
I don't know that it does. For the listener at home, Arrogance is very nervous now.
He beckons with his finger for you to follow
as-
him into his darkened quarters.
As Arrogance does that, he crunches the ring given to him from Fiona, the Resolute ring.
Oh, what is that? I can't
It
remember what
is
that does.
before I make any charisma saves, I crumble this ring in my fist to gain +3 to the save. So I kind of have my fist clenched just in.
That's save, not ability check.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
That'd be resisting charm.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just
Misread that.
crushing everything.
Yeah, just, ow! Yeah, I'll,
All right, he takes Aragus inside and says, close the door.
Well, he's planning on trying to resist his charms right now.
depending on the mood, a ring might get crushed. Yeah. Closes the door.
Rings don't plug holes, man.
Never
Wow.
mind.
Wow.
Never mind.
Can't get that out of my head
Never
now.
mind. It's a
Several
ring
places
pop,
to go
okay?
with that.
Episode title there.
I still think Misnaken Identity is their title.
He sits down behind a crude-looking desk, nowhere near as nice as the Copper House's Matan's desk. He sits down behind his, says, so you want to not be harassed by the guard when you're doing work for the Lumine Academy. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, but I also don't want to get in their way.
And what does the guard get in return?
I dare say they...
You haven't quite thought that one out, had you?
Well, it's really more of an agreement between us.
Let's make it. And he gets out a piece of paper and writes down on it a writ of civility, as he writes it, and says, well, what was your name again?
Arragus Willoughby.
Willoughby. Shall be conferred the right to non-harassment, to go into scenes isolated and isolated and protected by the guard of any crimes, and any questions should be directed to Captain Gedrat. And he writes this all down. He signs it, gets out some wax and his seal, and warms up the wax and says,
Arragus pulls out a very fancy
Now
quill.
lift up your shirt.
Write it in blood.
Does he seal it with a raspberry?
Hot wax.
he says, and this would only be good for you unless you need others for your friends.
I suppose, unless this contract speaks for them, it will have to do for now.
Then this single document right here will be yours for, say, 12 gold into the coffers of the city guard to help our expenses. And he taps on his table. Coffer's right there.
I see. You've misunderstood my arrangement with the Academy. It is not one of profit. I work for no money. I work for very little gold.
So do we.
Check and point.
So you understand that.
Exactly.
Tell me, what sort of expertise does your I'm trying to think of the word. I'm sorry. Battalion have against dark magic?
We have a occasional wizard we can reach out to. The school sometimes can provide us if we know of a situation in advance. We have 2 wizards on retainer. They're not the most powerful, but they can deal with any drunken sorcery that happens about town. Anything more than that, then we've got to bring in some very specific help.
Well,
Collection of heroes that come in and somehow steal the day every time.
well, instead of giving the credit to a band of miscreants you have no relationship with, consider building a relationship with those already in your city.
With a band of miscreants, I know even less. You and your friends.
I'm trying to establish a more concrete relationship now.
I can't pay the rent with miscreants.
I will offer you this. Instead of a coffin now, any gold I do find, as per my contract, you may have the lot. Any gold my associates find is not mine to give.
Make a persuasion roll. 14. I don't like this.
Okay. That is a 19.
All right. I expect 16 gold
From where?
from you. Let's say before the fortnight ends.
I'm not inclined to give you more gold.
Then no. And he takes the paper and puts it away. I think our business here is concluded.
It appears there is no business to be had.
Well, keep yourself out of trouble. We wouldn't want to have to lock you up in the Tower of Dust.
It seems you may have no choice. And Argus walks out.
All right.
Interesting.
Argus walks
Fuck
out,
me, fuck you. Fuck me, fuck you.
and you see your friends there.
There he is trying to get fresh.
What do you say to them as you come out?
Yeah, Argus just kind of walks out. There is no point in trying to deal with the law in this matter. We must go above their heads.
What do you say?
He tried to have me sign a single contract in which I would give him 16 gold.
Well, Vessel's got like 30 pieces right now.
We need all the gold we can keep for now.
We need my father. Is what we need. To me, and it's
If
fine,
you were about to say
I
at
may
any
have to do this
cost, it's
myself.
going to take at any cost and then some for me to make that happen.
Sure. I may just have to do this myself at some point. I think I still have that teleportation magic. in
How
me.
long until
I rolled a 19! I can't reason any better than that!
How long until nightfall?
It was about 4 hours.
I attempted reason at my best effort.
I don't want to be gone in case word comes back before then. So,
Well, I'll wait. The letter's coming here, right? He's not sending a person. He's probably going to write another message.
he did not say how he was going to inform me.
Come
just that
on.
he,
He's always sent a message. How many letters have I written for this guy so far?
yes, it will be via messenger. That is
Then I'll stay.
likely.
What are they going to do? Look for a Goliath and give him a message? Da-da. It's me. You go talk to Veridor. Plan B. Or C or F or whatever we're on right now. Let's do it.
Then we go.
Go!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sorry, I had
Starting
a
to
lot
sound
of
like Valamir over there.
It's past his feeding time.
wine. I need to
Go pee. Get a snack.
What's the
All right.
plan?
All right, we head to Veridor's estate.
All right, and we is everyone
Except for Cole.
Except for Cole.
Cole stays by the tower.
Okay. Everyone arrives, just a 10-minute walk over to the estate of Lady Verador.
We're going to try and do it in about 7.
Okay.
Brisk.
We'll get going a little faster.
Kind of
Slow
urge
j-
everybody
slow
along
jog.
as quickly as possible.
And you are seated, and the conversation comes to a head, and Lady Verador says, "So you think there's some sort of mistaken identity?"
Yes, Misnaken identity.
I thought I heard that. I wasn't sure. I don't have that kind of pull anymore. My contacts are not in those circles. All I can say is, whoever this friend of yours is up in the tower, he's likely in a lot of trouble if they put him up there. They don't just put anyone up there.
Lady Verador, it is my father. That's his name.
Ooh.
And I assure you, if he is guilty of what he has been accused, then those men were attempting to kill him or otherwise quite vile and wicked of their own right.
I'm sure you're right. But that
Thank
doesn't-
you.
All right. I won't finish that sentence. Well,
Verador, do you know this tower at all? Have you been in it?
Yes.
I wasn't trying. Never mind. But is there a way to maybe get into it, like sneak into it?
Yes. I would not recommend it. She looks very uncomfortable.
Okay. We're having some difficulties getting into it in conventional ways, so we're just exploring every option we have.
I'm not saying you are bloodthirsty murderers, but killing every single city guard and any knights protecting the tower and then making your way in, and any wizards or protectorates they have inside that over your father would be easier than any path I would suggest.
Oh, but it's settled then. That is our path.
Yeah. that
Goliath
doesn't
should
sound
lead.
Good. But what is the other path? Out of curiosity. We're not looking to do any harm.
There's the normal way in and out of the tower, which is used for political prisoners, as has happened over the years. And then there is the way down. There is a lift, a magical lift that descends down to a rumored place called the Crescent Vault. And I can assure you it is not a rumor, and it is quite real. And if your friend is in the tower, there are only 3 options. 1, your friend will be let go, acquitted of crimes, but from what I have heard, which is not much, is he's already been a guilty verdict has already been given. Second, he will be executed in the tower, maybe publicly. I think that's your best bet. The last thing you would want is for him to take the lift down into the vault. That's the one thing you would want to prevent with any negotiation power you may have.
Why is that? What is in the vault?
In the vault is a collection of beings who have been placed down there for many, many years by keepers who you do not want to meet, who the people of the city do not barely even recognize that exist. They just send the worst of the worst down there, and no one ever comes back up.
And you implied there is a path to get there that is not through the main door of the tower.
I really like you all. So I don't want to share any more information about this.
I feel like you and I have occasionally gotten off on a bad foot, and you have perhaps less fond of me. Please share that information with me, as it will hurt you the least if I die.
There is a path to get to that lift, but it is incredibly dangerous. You would die before you even got anywhere near the vault, let alone breaking into the vault, let alone dealing with the guardians, let alone getting to the lift, let alone taking the lift up and dealing with whoever's at the top. And all that would buy you is getting around whatever's going on at the gate. Again, it is a fraction of what's at the gate, and the guards are a fraction of the protectors of the Crescent Vault.
Just whisper it in my ear, then. The rest need not know.
I cannot in good conscience. I'm sorry. You would be killed.
In truth, Lady Verador, I am...
Forget I mentioned it.
Well,
I don't know what I'm talking
Then
about.
through the front gate I must go. I believe that it would be at least an option. Perhaps I must get to my father, and I will, one way or another, whether that is through the tower, through conventional or unconventional means.
Even if it means you dying just to be next to him?
Indeed.
I wish I had that kind of relationship with my father.
And I'm sorry that you did not. You are a wonderful human, and you deserved that.
It's not your fault.
And I'm sorry that you were deprived of that relationship, but I must seek that end at any cost.
Then I wish you the best. And I hope I see you again, Valamir.
Valamir, gives a little curt bow and turns around to leave.
All right.
Thank you very much, Verador.
Keep an eye on that one.
He is very anxious about his father.
It sounds like he's about to do something stupid.
Sure does.
Sure does.
Is it a 10 or under?
Mm-hmm. No, it's 10%. 10%.
Percent.
Well, you talking about his teleportation craziness?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
I'm breaking out a 100-sided die here.
We need to go back to the tower and wait for the message
Yep.
from Caven's friend.
Came through.
All right. It is getting near sunset, and a horseman comes up to you, and a young man gets off and says, Are you Caven, guardian of Solene?
Who else would I be?
Here. And he hands you a message.
Take it. Open it.
He watches you closely.
Open it again.
He watches your eyes.
Yep. It's to me.
You seem reluctant to read it, so he nods and accepts that you are Caven. And gets back on his horse. And
Wait
rides
3
off.
minutes. If he reads it, give it and take it back.
He's going to go back to Matan. You were right! The idiot can't read!
We got him.
And the rumor spreads.
In there is a signed letter that says, please give Caven Boulderfall, guardian of Solene, visitor access to the prisoner Valamir Almarin Greyspell II, and with him and his associates by order of the Lord Mayor, with her signature and seal.
Okay. That sounds like exactly what we need. So I will wait until I have associates.
Your
and
associates
save it.
return just as the last light is falling.
We got it. How'd you do?
Verador cannot help us.
But
All
there
right.
may be another path yet into the tower.
I don't think that's a good choice. You heard her.
What did the letter say?
It says we can go in.
Oh. Well done. Cole.
Bye.
Let's go.
Thanks. Here you go.
Move, pigs!
Caven takes the letter, and assuming is it the same guards? Guards have switched.
Guards have switched. The knights, though, are still the 2 knights there. There are lanterns that are outside the gate, and extra lanterns are around the walls. And you can see there is a pair of city guards walking with a third wizard-looking fellow as well, who's on patrol around.
Who's this wizard?
You don't know. But so what were you asking about, Caven?
So Caven goes up to the knight Sir Nalis. We have the permission that we said we have.
Is that so?
We have the permission that we said we have.
I have not received any indication of this, I'm afraid. You'll have to
And
carry
he
on.
hands him the letter.
All right. He takes it, turns it right side up, looks it over,
Turns it the other way.
and says, "This is most unusual. Well, how did you get this?"
I am the guardian of Selene.
And the miracles of Selene are everywhere.
He looks most disturbed. Very well. Come with me, and you will see.
Oh dear.
A world of pure imagination.
He's a genius!
He takes you on a creepy boat ride.
We ride a glass elevator.
snozzberries.
No, where it's going!
He takes you. He gets off of his horse. He gets off his high horse and takes you through the gate and across the courtyard. You are the only non-guard officiate, you 6, allowed through this gate. And the gate closes behind you. Sir Nalis leads the way and knocks upon a door. You hear some unlocking. You see a magic blue line appear on the door, and then it unlocks. And there is a wizardly-looking robed young lady there and 2 more guards. And Sir Nalis says, "By order of the Lord Mayor, they are here to see the prisoner," and flings this in their face as though he's cool for having it. And you guys go on inside, and you go into this tower.
Caven grabs the letter back.
Okay. And he walks up a ton of stairs, up and up and up and up, that spiral up, and it goes forever. It's like the Oregon Tower of Astoria, going up and up and up.
Don't you have a lift?
It's not ADA. It keeps going up and up, and about halfway through, it opens up into a room where there are several more guards and several knights. There's some sort of administrator who's got a whole bunch of scrolls and books out, trying to do some sort of legal writing and figure things out. They look confused, but Sir Nalis motions for you to go up anyway. You go up another, continuing all the way up to the very top. At the very top, you arrive in a T intersection that branches off in just a couple paths. There are 2 older gentlemen, one armored as a Knight of the Order of the Vigilant, the other in administrative-looking dark robe with more scrolls under his arm. They're having a heated conversation. You 6 approach. They required you to leave your giant weapon behind.
Fine.
That would be the only thing. They don't think so much. They don't. They trust you. What the hell do you have? Yeah, you're a priest, and they're fine with you. Yeah.
Priest with a kid.
It's a
John 3:16.
That's what it says on the Terminator UI.
It's too funny.
Uh,
Shouldn't be laughing at her.
As you approach these two, Sir Nahlis says, Commander, these 6 associates of the Lord Mayor have been given permission to speak with the prisoner. The commander of the Order of the Vigilant here in this operation looks none too pleased, raises an eyebrow. He's an older gentleman for sure and says, what reason do you have to speak with this murderer?
That is ours to maintain. Lord Mayor saw us fit to go about our business.
And he quietly says, she will be the death of this city. And he looks at the robed fellow, and the robed fellow just shrugs. He says, very well. But only one of you at a time.
Valamir goes right in.
All right.
Just immediately moves forward.
He starts, but we need to, and then you just keep on going. You go to a door. There is a big double door, sealed door. It has all sorts of magic glyphs that are on it and lit up. There is 1 knight and 3 guards posted on duty. They look very alert, very ready for any kind of trouble for any reason today. Confused seeing you a bit, but they get a nod from the commander back down the hall.
Open it.
The wizardly person opens up the door, and the glyphs disappear in a sequential order, and they press on a certain way, and little glyphs open up on the door. And
Valamir watches that very closely.
All right. And the door opens up, and it has a smooth metal, a sound of slight grinding, as it opens up. And beyond is the detention single room for the prisoner. Just one for this entire tower at the very top. You step inside, and the door is closed, and you get a quick look behind you and see magic symbols reappearing and sealing behind you, and you are sealed into this room, Valamir.
Mm-hmm.
The room is darkened, not quite pitch black, but definitely darkened. There is a little bit of air coming through some arrow slits, but not windows of any kind on the sides. It is a large room. There are 3 or 4 old-looking chairs, wooden chairs that are against the side of the wall. There's a chamber pot there. There's a tray with some uneaten food, and there is your father, who is sitting in a metal chair. There are blue energy bands that are around his arm and around his ankles that seem somewhat connected to the chair. You're not sure exactly how. Around him is, again, 4 posts and a blue field, but this appears to be a much fainter field than the one that brought him in. You see your father there. He doesn't say anything or even look up, and he's just sitting down, looking tired and exhausted with his head down.
Father. And Valamir continues to move forward.
He raises his head up slowly.
And Valamir stands reasonably close to him and basically presents himself for his father's inspection, nervously.
Val?
Yes, Father.
How is it that you're here?
I have that same question of you. I have been in this city doing different works for some time, with the Illumine Academy and others. And I heard of this wizard slayer coming in and saw it was you.
I am astonished to see you here, unless this is some sort of trick.
It is no trick, Father. And Valamir does what his very first minor illusion ever that he showed his father. It's just a bunny sitting there, just like kind of off in the corner. So it kind of replicates that, something that only his dad would know about, as a verification.
It is you.
Yes, Father. Why?
He stands up, by the way, and is able to move, and these electric little lasso type things allow him to move about 5 feet off the chair, and he gets near the edge of the field.
Valamir moves forward.
You're so... there's a confidence about you I don't remember. How long has it been since we've seen each other?
Some 8 years, I believe, Father.
It's been too
But
long.
what happened? Why have you been accused of these things?
Because wizards were killed, and they believe I am the culprit.
Indeed. Why do they believe that?
As I killed these wizards.
Indeed, and what reason? I'm sure it was good.
Why are you here?
I am here to find a way to get you out of here. These false accusations.
You being here is dangerous.
Oh, yes, Father, it is. This realm is in danger.
You've always been very good at listening when I suggested not to learn from me, but to go to a proper wizard school. I know you were not pleased with that as a young man, but it looks like you have done well. When I told you you couldn't go on those fun trips with your friends to those expensive villas in the hills for that summer, and you had to keep an eye on your mother while I was away, you always took those responsibilities seriously. I know I have perhaps taken light of some of your attitudes, but you've always been there and done what I've asked you. You should not be here. You being here is only going to get you caught up in this.
Father, I'm already caught up in many things. And there's a realm in danger. There are other things happening in this town that are what we always were concerned about. And they are coming here.
You know much, and yet you know little. These charges are not false. I have killed these men and women. 9, actually, to be exact, of the 8 they know of.
And all of them? To what reason, Father?
Do you remember, I'm sure you do, the many times I was focused on my work and my studies? I was spending most of my time trying to figure out the essence of magic, sources of magic, where Varen gets its magic, and going back to the Byzantine Empire, but more so to the Chaloran sources of magic. I had a breakthrough, Val. A very recent breakthrough. And a very important one. And what I've sensed, and it's become crystal clear more than anything else in my life, is that there are people with magical power that are affecting the ley lines of magic within Varen, and are pulling and using them, and are not aware of the danger that they are bringing. The great cataclysm that ended the Chaloran Empire 1,000 years ago which almost ended all magic in Varen, is upon us again due to these wizards disrupting the ley lines, drawing their power from it. And they cannot be reasoned with. They cannot be talked down out of it. They draw too much power. It is too addictive. They do not want to become simple tricksters or magicians. And if they are not stopped, Varen will be destroyed. That is what my research has shown. I never expected this, but that is what it has shown, and I am certain of it, more certain than anything. And as I told you before, I love you and I love your mother more than anything. But the work comes first. That's above you. It is above your mother. It is above me and my safety. I have already helped by bringing an end to these people who would crack open the magic of Varen and cause untold chaos. And now I am here. And unless you can somehow magically help me, I do not want you paying the price alongside me.
Father, these wizards that you killed, were they guilty of more than just using the ley lines? Were they, in and of themselves, destructive and seeking to destroy Varen?
No. Their destruction was of the world was something they could not see and refused to see.
Father, you have always been brilliant, and you are the most intelligent person that I have ever known. But your wisdom is not sound here. The ley lines, Varen, it has lasted far beyond the Chaloran Empire, and it will continue. This is not the path, Father. You must turn from it, and I can help you.
I am not looking to turn from a path that I know is right.
You are not right, Father. I am sorry. It cannot be. The world has survived these things before. As you said, there was an ancient magic, and it is resurfacing. It can be defeated in the same way as it was before, or through a new method. We have seen in the Great War hopelessness turn to hope. To have no hope, to have no chance. But those have come through, and we still remain. It is foolish, Father. You have always been driven, but single-minded. You become blinded by the information you seek. And that's what's made you a magnificent researcher. But in this, you are wrong. You cannot be correct in this. I am certain of it. There is another path, and I can help you find it. We can find it together. But we must get you out of here, if that is to be a thing.
He sits back down in his chair with his electric ropes around his limbs. Your words are strong, and I have heard them before from the lips of those I killed, right before I killed them. My research is infallible. You know how much time and how I've dedicated my life to it. This is something you do not seem to grasp. If these wizards continue, if they continue to drain the magic of the world, they continue to pull, it will break and everything will crumble. And this moral high ground you are taking, albeit for a wonderful reason because of your wonderful heart, will be for nothing. This tower will mean nothing. My death will mean nothing. I must get out there and stop them.
Father, all of the times you left me back in the villa, I spent many of those hours looking over your research and your work, looking at the ley lines, looking at the sources of magic. And though your research is profound, there were pieces of it that were incorrect. I spent as long as you did researching it, looking at your work.
That's not possible.
It is, Father.
It is not possible. You must trust in me and what I have dedicated my life to. You must trust in what the sacrifices I have made, your mother has made for us, you have made for us. It has all come to this. I did not seek this out. The answer became clear, and I tested and verified and re-verified. And I have seen each kill strengthen various areas, but it is also a house of cards at the same time. What you think is strong is a frail network of magic. Destruction on a scale, again, is hard to imagine. It is you who need to change your mind and see for what this is. There is a cataclysm coming again through magic to the world of Varen. No one can see it or no one believes it except me. And I would hope if anyone else could, it would be you. That you would trust in me, your father. And if you have sway to come in here, perhaps you have sway to convince people to let me go. If not, I can think of another way. But I need you to believe in me more than anything.
I do believe there is a cataclysm coming, Father.
Good. Then help me get out of here, and I can stop it.
Father, the path is not through death. It is not through killing wizards. I myself am a wizard. I draw from those same ley lines which you also kill me. Because I cannot stop what I have started. It is in me.
I would never lay a finger on you, but you are not like these others. You are not drawing the power that they are. You are not causing so much stress upon Varen as they are. I need you to believe me, and I need you to help me save Varen. I see in you a desire to save this community, this city, this realm. You mentioned other challenges that face the realm, and I do not doubt you. Do not doubt me in this. You do not want to partake, do not partake. But believe in what I say.
How can we get you out of here, Father? I do not have the resources or ability. I barely was able to get in here, and that was through several undesirable methods that I would have chosen not to partake in, but it was necessary to see you.
You hear a little bit of a hissing sound and see some runes on the arch of the door starting to unlight as the door is slowly being opened.
Speak quickly, Father. We have little time.
He stands up and comes to the edge of the field. Do you remember when you returned, beginning of summer years back, and you showed me your magic? It was some sort of dart at one of my prized books.
Yes, Father.
If I can get through this field, we can reverse that capability with your power amplifying mine. And I can get out of here. All you must do is take my hand.
You must recant your path, Father, for me to be able to do that.
I cannot do that. You must believe me. And he puts his hand up to the field and it sizzles a little bit and hurts him just a little.
Father,
The door, all the blue things are undone on the door, the symbols.
I have never before presumed to question you. I have always trusted in you. And you see before you now your own image in many ways, what you have created. And in that, you must now trust. Recant. And we can be free of this.
The door opens up, and the commander is there. He says,
Walked in and like super tense.
he says, all right, that's it for your time. And your father sits back down and says, goodbye, Val.
Valamir looks for a really long time, just like eye to eye, just staring, and then turns around and walks away.
All right. You walk away. The commander escorts you out and closes the door behind you and says, is there any other business the Lord Mayor has for you here?
Valamir just keeps on walking.
Okay.
He's just leaving.
You join your friends. The friends are following you down the tower, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so.
You guys head out the tower and are back out into the night air, walking through a bit of a courtyard past the wall that surrounds the tower. Some of you cast one little glance way up there at a couple arrow slits, knowing there's some prisoner still up there as you leave and head back down into the city proper.
Valamir, how did it go with your father?
I wish not to speak of it at this time. I must rest. I must think.
Is there no plan for us to free him from the tower now?
No. Valamir turns around and keeps on walking.
All right.
I think he did it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not funny. Yeah. I kind of get the feeling, that same feeling. He needs some time. Let's go back to the welcome hall. Have a supper, and then maybe he'll be more apt to talk about it in the morning.
All right, you guys head back to the Welcome Hall Inn. You get some food in you. You relax for the night.
Valamir just drinks.
Valamir just drinks.
Right. In a way that like even Aragus hasn't seen this side of Valamir before. It's dark. Like it's there's storm clouds. There's just this really dark, angry, depressed like vibe that he's just completely withdrawn into, and is basically like pretty much catatonic except for drinking, or maybe like you okay, Val? And that's it.
Okay. Anything unusual you guys want to do? What do you want to do the next morning then?
Capen would like to practice some reading.
All right.
Fiona will help,
All right.
unless...
Oh yeah, you got it. No, I'm bad at explaining things. I think I'm good at explaining things, but he doesn't get it, which makes me feel bad about it. So I get mad at him because he's being dumb,
Yeah,
and then it stops.
it's a brother's work.
Yeah, so you go ahead and do that.
Okay.
It doesn't work out. But I do like eggs, so I'm gonna see if I can find some. That's it. That's my whole goal.
All right. You guys have breakfast. You do some reading practice, working on your letters. And what's your plan for the day?
Well, we need to go pay a visit to.
We also need to see how our friend is doing.
Which
You
friend?
mean the goat?
Valamir.
Oh, okay.
But my soup kitchen.
Does Valamir come down to
Oh, Valamir's
break
already down there
fast?
drinking.
Oh,
Oh,
did Valamir ever go up?
Probably not.
Oh, he's looking pretty.
he switched to mimosas and Bloody Marys.
yeah.
He's working on his fourth exhaustion.
It's not like pounding drinks though, just a slow,
Yes,
steady.
angry drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
You're a
yeah.
functional wizard.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, buddy. You want to switch up to some coffee?
No. Valamir drinks again.
Are you ready to talk about what happened?
We have other business to attend, I think.
Which business? Name one.
Well, there are the people
Not
that
you, Caven.
What Caven was saying.
There are those people. We do owe somebody a favor.
I had a lot of favors. It's the way of Elmithra. You, however, don't owe favors. So what are we going to do when your dad gets killed? What are we going to do when he's hanging from the gallows over there, or they behead him, or do whatever they're supposed to do to kill wizards? What is that going to do for you?
I suppose it'll be one less wizard killer in the world. Valamir gets up and walks out.
Okay, now I definitely think he did it.
Valamir is kind of sensitive right now. You should maybe... I know it's not your way, but maybe lay off him a little bit.
All right. I thought I could shake him up.
As Valamir is walking down the street, Argus is behind him. He is holding an empty mug in his hand.
On
I'm
to
a
the next.
bard in Varennes with a mug in my hand, and I'll sing you a song that's both funny and grand. I'll sing of the heroes who fought the Great War, and of the monsters they slew from ceiling to floor. There was a dwarf named Grumpy, who's always in a mood. He'd rather stay home than go out and get booed. But when he drinks too much, he becomes quite merry. He once danced on a table and shouted, "I'm a fairy." So raise up your glasses, let's drink to the brave, and sing out this song until dawn starts to break. For we'll keep up the good times until we're all done, and our livers are shot, but our spirits still run. And he just keeps going and going, verse after verse, hoping a crowd kind of starts to gather and sing. This is like a well-known song that he's
Oh, all
just
right.
starting to sing to the crowd and get Valamir a little bit up in his spirits a little more.
I was hoping it added a bonus to something. like, you know.
That's gonna be hard. At this moment.
You feel a
He's
little
trying.
bit of the drunken, bitter edge is taken away by his encouraging song. And you feel a little less lonely as there's a bit of a crowd. You want to get away from them, but you're feeling as this crowd is following you, singing along.
And the trick worked because we kind of just did a little square around the block. We ended up back at the Rotten Duck, and he just says, "So if you're ever in Almithra and you're feeling down, come to the Rotten Duck and please hang around, for the bard will be singing and the ale will be cold, and you'll leave with a smile that'll never grow old."
Valamir standing outside the Rotten Duck, is it?
Yeah.
Just shrugs and walks back in and orders a drink. It's back down.
Someone wants to buy you a drink. Hey, I'll buy you one to the bard.
Oh, give it to that one over there at the table.
Ooh, enabling. And they come in and they start buying. There's like 4 or 5 of them. There's giving you some morning drinks. Hey, is it your birthday or something? Get them some drinks. And you are being taken care of. For sure. And any negative abilities I was going to give to you for over drinking is going to be compensated by the encouragement of the song.
Very good.
Yes. keep you still functional.
Whether you like it or not. Damn it.
We switched to coffee at some
tried
point.
to pass out.
What else? We have Valamir at the Rotten Duck. The rest of you at the Welcome Hall. What do you want to do?
Should we go see the friends of your friend, Kevin?
I thought we were all at the, wherever. I mean, I had meant. Well, I didn't know where Rod Duck was.
So yeah, we.
You
I thought
don't
that's
know
where
That's
we
where
were.
we're
we
welcome
are.
home.
I
That's
really
where we're
don't.
staying.
That's fine. I'm fine. I'm drinking
There's a
At the
bar. I'm
moment.
there.
at the Rotten Duck, and Argus knows.
We should complete this errand.
Yeah, so this is what the address says. And Caven opens up the one that was, or sorry, Cole opens up the form that was scrolled out for Caven that he handed him. Not the letter that was delivered, but the one
Don't
that
let
he
them
got
leave me
from Matan. And reads whatever's on it. You said it was some scribbling and symbols, right? Is it the address?
It's just an address to the Assaneer's home.
This one's spelled a little weird.
Asamir.
Ah,
He said that name.
yeah, that's it.
Asamir.
That's the one right there. Nice.
Asaneer.
He's still learning.
Yes.
Jeez, give the guy a break, man.
We just got here.
Asanir. And this is their home. This is their address.
That's where we're going. And on the way there, Cole will kind of point out street signs and like matching, and then the numbers here this way.
All right. And you guys are heading there. What about Aragus? What are you doing? You have a small crowd, morning drinking crowd
Yes.
at the Rotten Duck, which is already not a nice place, and they want to hear more songs.
Yeah, Argus will just do a mix of medleys and jokes for the crowd.
Oh, okay. Entertaining them.
Yeah.
So then we have the four of you heading to the Assaneers. Okay. You head over to.
Right, Vessel? Are you going?
Go.
Vessel is following you,
Who's you?
With Valamir.
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 All right.
So one
Three-
thing that
Not sure
Argus
I
is
would-
doing that's kind of at the
Yes.
forefront of his job right now, essentially, is keeping the word off of the rumors of the Wizard Slayer and all that stuff.
okay.
So it's just distracting the whole audience to keep away from him.
Gotcha. All right, so Vessel, you're staying close. So there's three
Real
there.
bro move. I appreciate that.
So then we have Fiona, Cole, and Caven heading to the Assaneers. All right.
Yes.
You guys make your way over there. Seth sighing heavily.
Well, I don't want.
Don't wanna go-
Fiona doesn't like splitting up from Vessel.
Maybe
but
we
Hey.
go
It could-
get them,
It can just be the brothers that go check.
or
on
just
them.
go get everybody. I don't
I'm
know.
a-
Just Valamir.
So-
You're the one that stormed off.
I walked bitterly off.
Okay.
I wouldn't say stormed.
I may have had heavy footfalls, but
So Caven,
But before separating from Fiona, Vessel addresses Fiona, and as of right now, he is in need of service.
Yeah, no, take care of him. By all
And
means.
Vessel follows Valamir.
Caven, I
He's
was
like
just saying
face
that-
planted at the. Sorry.
No, you're good. I keep Caven keeps walking on a different street every time I keep trying to bring him over. So what I was trying to tell you is that the last time we were encountering this, so we talked about this, that people were not acting like themselves, they're not being forthcoming. There's often, at least every time we've seen it, some friggin' shade walkers crawling out of books. And I'm just telling you that if we're gonna go and we find that, we need everyone there. So I think we should still go to the Rotten Duck, get a beer, like everyone else is doing, and take that with us as we go. Also bring Valamir and Aragus, since they'll be there too. Probably also with beers. Can we just get a beer? That's all I'm trying to say.
I agree that in those situations we do need all of us together. Could we not just assess it and come back?
Have we ever assessed it and just come back?
Yeah. I agree with your brother.
Up top, little one.
Yeah, down low.
Whoa!
Assess is one of my new words. Rhymes with Asinir.
My thought jar told me that I should use elocution. I don't know.
I don't
Let's
know.
go get him.
I don't know that one.
So you're picking up the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
All right. I think Valamir said he was up for it.
Yeah, let's kill some shit.
Kill some shit.
Okay, grab a couple roadies and off you guys go to the Asinir's house. They have a house in a very nice part of town. It is a big 3-story affair, and there is a guard sitting on the steps in no particular official garb or anything like that. Just an armored guy in chainmail armor with a long sword sitting on the steps. He sees you walk by, doesn't do anything. When he sees you start walking up to the door, he kind of stands up. And he's a tall guy, not as tall as our Goliath, but still a tall guy. And he says, well, hey, good morning.
Good morning. We won't be long.
What do you mean?
Good morning. Go ahead. It's your friend. You tell him.
We've been sent to check on the Asinirs. Just a wellness check.
I
I'm
don't-
from the Church of Solene. I am the guardian of Solene. And we noticed that they have been missing services. So we've come to...
It's
Pay
very
them a
high
visit.
pressure religious stuff. Getting a little
They're due for their
uncomfortable.
audit.
You weren't there last Sunday. No, I've heard of this.
Okay.
We just want to make sure they're okay. Nothing...
Mr. Mutton sent us.
They're good.
Very good. Then it won't be long. We'll go
For what?
to speak with them.
They're not here.
Oh. And where are they?
Elgwin took them somewhere. He said he'd be back after dinner. They had dinner plans.
Maybe you should go fetch them.
It's morning.
Yeah, they're gonna be gone all day, and I watch the place. I'm watching.
Where did Elgwin
It's more convenient that they're not here.
take them?
A party, I think, a dinner party.
But
Yes.
it's morning.
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Hey, do you mind if I just go in and take a look real quick? I just want to leave a note.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, it'd be just a second.
No, Elgwin says I'm not. No one goes inside.
Is it just the front door? Is there like a back door issue that we can go through?
Oh, there's
I'll
a-
leave my mace. It's fine. It happens all the time.
No, there's a back door.
Yeah. I mean, a big back, not a big back door. We just need a small one. Just need to leave the note.
Yeah, you can leave a note.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go that way.
All right, I'll be here.
Good idea. Cole walks around to go inside the back
Yeah,
door.
Valamir's following.
Okay. You go around to the back of the place. The door there is locked. And you can see it's got a little glass pane and some draperies and leads into a kitchen.
Is anyone else with me? Is it just you?
No. Fiona would have went.
We're all there.
I think we're all there, yeah.
All right.
Everybody,
Six of you.
this door is locked.
And there's it's a alleyway with a courtyard, but still very nice. So there's a couple other villas that are there, and you see there's a little community garden type thing over there, and there's an older lady there who's working on the garden and watching you guys.
How about you stand behind me and get your key out, and I'll wave to the lady.
Caven goes to talk to the lady.
Okay.
Good morning.
Fiona will look surreptitiously at Vessel and then take her thieves' tools out and unlock the door.
Okay. You start to work on it. It is not the most expensive lock and will not take that long.
Okay.
Caven, you're going up to this lady.
Yeah. Good morning to you.
She said, good morning. I'm just gardening.
Your garden looks lovely.
Thank you. She goes back to her gardening, looking at you out of the corner of her eye, trying not to agitate you.
Caven is not agitated. He's just standing in between her and the goings on at the back door of the Asinirs.
All right.
Just
And at,
towering over her.
and at that back door, you're able to get the door unlocked. What do we have, Aragus? Don't look over here.
Please look over there.
It's open.
Daffodils are
Cole.
dazzling.
Fantastic. Let's go in and leave a note.
You go inside. Everyone but Caven? I don't know. Speak up.
Caven hangs out still. What are you planting in your garden?
What? All right. 5 of you are going inside? Just
Yep.
the 2
Yep.
of you? Okay.
No, Vessel's staying outside.
All right. Vessel's standing watch at the door. 4 of you go inside. Inside is a nice
Actually,
kitchen.
Eric's
Inside is a nice kitchen, copper pots hanging over a little island type thing. You see there is a scullery maid who's cleaning some pots and pans, and she looks very alarmed as you come in. I don't think you're supposed to be here. Who are you?
Oh, we're friends of the church. We're just gonna leave a message for the man and lady of the house.
The Assaneers.
Where's your library?
What?
They always come out of books.
You can leave the message right here on the counter. And she steps back with a brush that's wet in one hand and a dirty copper pot in the other as a shield in the other.
Oh, dear lady, Aragus will kind of push himself forward. Do not be afraid. We are here on not invitation, but we are sent here from Guildmaster Matan.
Well, not really sent here.
Inclined to make an appearance.
Jump cut to, and his father required him to help him, but he said no. She said, I don't know anything at all about this. I don't want to know.
We mean you no harm, no alarm of any kind. Your guardian at the front door was less than encouraging, to say the least.
He means well.
I'm sure that he does, but if we were able to get in with such ease, imagine what a sinister person with unexpected purposes could do.
But you're not Sinistry, right?
Not in the least, madam. As I said, we are working with Guildmaster Matan on his behalf to
I still don't know who that is.
He works at the church. He works with the church, my dear.
Okay.
He simply sent us... If you look out your window, you'll see a guardian of Solene.
She looks out the... What is that thing?
It's one of the very best guardians you'll be able to find in this part of the world. His stature, although a bit intimidating,
I think it's time for me to go.
I think it's time for us to go. We simply meant to see if everything was all right.
Everything's great.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Blink once for yes, twice for no.
She doesn't blink at all.
Do you know where they are? If they're here, it'd be much easier to give them their message in person.
I don't want any trouble.
Then don't make any trouble.
Yeah.
Stop screaming. Calm down.
She nervously drops her copper pot and it clangs loudly. Please don't hurt me.
Okay. Are they here?
No.
Where are they?
There's a guard out the front door. If
Thank
I
you.
scream, he'll come here.
It's all right. And Fiona goes and grabs the pot that she dropped and lifts it back up to her. And
You said you weren't Siniston.
Yes, you're Misnaken.
I gotta wait outside.
I think my friends here are coming off a little more bristly than we're meaning to.
I'm never any more bristly than I mean to be. I'm going outside. Cole marches back out,
All right.
bumps Vessel on the way. Every time.
The master and the lady of the house have a concerned friend who thinks that
I just need to do the dishes.
okay, you can go back to doing the dishes. I'm gonna leave a note right over here where you told us to, and then we'll be gone.
She doesn't move an inch.
Okay.
Valamir,
We need to find what we came for. They will be here.
We don't.
We must find what we came for and deal
what
with
did
it.
we come for? We just came to do a check on some people.
Where is your library? He says that to the maid person. Is there a library? Books? A study?
They have books.
Stop yelling, I'm hungover.
Valamir, if I may,
Please get the others. And then Valamir starts heading
You're
towards...
ignoring Aragus and just
Yeah.
moving on to books.
Yeah, please. Well, I mean, please, we must see this through. We are here. Let's get to the library.
But
Kill the
your-
Shadow
if
Walkers.
the
your-
task we were given
If
is
your
to...
assumption is wrong, we're gonna make an awfully. It's gonna make us look awfully bad.
Listen, everyone, please calm yourselves. Madam, we wish you no harm at all. Valamir, please help her with the dishes. Prestidigitation.
Valamir, almost like insultedly, just basically cleans the dishes with magic.
It'll take a little bit of time, but she's still quite nervous. Make a persuasion 10, and you might start to calm her down.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, there it is.
The dishes seem to be a soothing thing for her.
I'm so sorry. It's been very crazy around here.
Please, the apologies are not yours to make. Now, please tell me.
I thought you were gonna hurt me, and I was being foolish.
I couldn't hurt a horsefly.
I was being all sinister on you.
Are you the Lady Asenir?
Oh no.
Where is she?
They left. They had some appointments to go take care of. They said that I wouldn't be needed for any meals tonight, so I just had to clean up, and then I could go early.
Where did they say they were going?
I don't remember.
And at what time did they leave?
Right at the crack of dawn.
Just at dawn. Other than that, their behavior has been normal?
No, they've been worried.
In what manner?
Well, I don't want to be rude, but they worried that some men might burst through the door and start causing trouble.
There's been a lot of that going around. Unfortunately, it coincides with our investigation.
With us running around causing pop-ups.
But you're not here to burst down the door and cause trouble.
No, in fact, if the door is burst, we will fix it.
Oh, all right.
However, it seems that Fiona did a pretty darn well good job with the lock, so it should be easy to manage.
I'd feel a lot better if you had official deputy authority.
I'm sure you would, but you'll have to go complain to the authorities about that one.
I hear it's not that expensive.
Only 16 missions to accomplish, and then I can make it happen. Yeah, so he just... If you'll allow us to search the perimeter of this estate, we'll be on our way in less than 10 minutes.
Search whatever you want.
Lovely. To the study. And make sure everybody's with us. If I need to go drag Caven out of the garden, I do.
Okay.
And
Dragging
then...
everyone in and searching the house.
Yeah.
So perimeter means inside the house. Okay. I'm so bad with words. I'm so bad. I'm sorry.
Everything within this square of plot.
Within the outer perimeter of that.
All
Just
right.
expand your elocutions. Nailed it.
And what are
Takes
you?
the jar off your head.
And what are you looking for?
Well, at the mention of the shade creatures, Aragus is following Valamir to the books in the study or library, anything of that nature, because that's where we've encountered these creatures. But also, he's just gonna look for signs of breakage, or more importantly, clothing items. Have they packed anything
Okay.
in a hurry or anything like that? Does it look like everything is there, or just
All right. Make an investigation roll, Aragus and Valamir, for two different things.
19.
hero point used? 'Cause we don't like natural ones.
Oh boy.
We do like 18.
Okay, and a 19 for over there.
Nice.
For Valamir, you find a small desk with some books. You see nothing unusual there, no shade warper craziness that you've seen at other locations in the past.
Okay.
So that situation seems not to be happening here at this moment. Aragus, you see there is nothing unusual with any quick packing of stuff, but you do see an unusual robe that has some strange wavy-like pattern. It's a green robe with a golden little wavy pattern, almost like scales of a dragon kind of a little effect, and that is wrapped around some objects. Inside, and it's just been tossed at the foot of a very nice four-poster bed.
If I can lift it, I will do so and bring it down. Otherwise, I'll just ask one of the.
No, it's pretty light.
So I'll bring that down, and with the robe itself, of course. These were the only things I could find that seemed to be out of place.
Are we stealing stuff now?
I'm just hoping we could. Perhaps one of you knows what this is.
Let's have a look. We don't need to steal anything, but we can look and see what this is. Valamir will unfurl.
I literally only brought it down the
Yeah.
steps
Yeah.
to show you guys. But if
Yeah.
you want to come up to the room, then that plays just as well.
Unfurl it. Inside, you see there are two identical silver statues of snakes, maybe about
You must be Misnaken.
about maybe 2 feet long, and worth a handful of gold for sure.
2 silver snake statues. Are they this representative of a religion or anything does the statue in and of itself have a meaning to Valamir? Like the snake god or whatever. We have to recite the riddle of steel. That's the question.
It could be one of 3 things. It could be a connection to virility and sexual potency. It could be a connection to an old snake god, but that seems very unlikely. But much more likely is perhaps it is a connection to the realm of the druids, dealing with nature. And in particular, transition is the theme behind snakes with them.
Okay. Nothing with the robe?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I think we need to put these back and then leave and come back when they're here.
Indeed.
Okay.
Dear lady, thank you for your time and for your patience with us. We won't be bothering you again without proper invitation.
Okay. Good luck in whatever you're doing. You guys do what?
Go back through the back door. Fiona will lock it. And then
I love those petunias!
wants to get the hell out of there.
What are you guys going to do?
Back to the docks?
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
That works well.
Kaven wants to figure out who this Elgin guy is. Elgwin.
Eldwin was what I heard. Eldwin is how I had it.
You want to go back to the Guildmaster and ask about Eldwin? I do have an appointment with the Greats. A really fancy treasure map.
You have a treasure map?
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Got it on a really
What
sick
the
deal.
hell are we doing here? This is stupid.
Yeah.
Not really. It's something we needed to do, but
Kaven wants to
we
go
shouldn't
back
have gone
to
in
the
there. I didn't feel very good about going in there,
Upper
breaking
house.
in.
Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Thanks for doing it, though.
Yeah.
You're getting pretty good at it. He did tell us to go in the back door.
Yep.
See? It's on how you hear it.
Kaven asks the guard.
Up front?
Yes.
Front. Okay. Hey, did you leave your message?
We were able to leave our message.
Oh, good.
House is on fire.
Still holding her pot outside the window.
Where may we find Elgwin?
Oh, he's with the Assaneers.
Yes, normally if he were...
So where can we find the Assaneers?
Oh, I think you
The
asked me that
felt one.
earlier.
Answer it again.
I don't remember. Something like food or maybe some dancing or something.
Come here with me for a moment. And he kind of takes him to try to get him away from, like, Valamir's, just like the sphere of influence was affecting Verador, he wants to sort of get the guard to
Oh, sure.
maybe walk out and see if that changes
He
his...
takes a couple steps and says, "Oh no, I gotta watch the door."
And where are the Asamirs again?
I just told you that. You're acting kind of funny.
Where?
Hey, we all have our journey and all, but I'm smelling some alcohol in your breath, and you're
Valamir.
kind of forgetting what I'm saying.
Valamir, let's go. We'll come back when they're here.
I'll see you again.
Looks like my dad.
I'm just going to call you Jorn for now.
Yeah, Kaven would like to go back to the Copper Guild.
Copper House.
The Copper House?
Copper House.
All right. You are back at the Copper House, Kaven. A assistant and attendant lets you in, and you meet with Guildmaster Matan. He says, well, good morning.
It is morning, and it is good because Celine has blessed us.
Of course. I'm unexpected visit so soon. I trust
wanted
all
to
is well.
follow up on your request. We paid a visit to the manor of the Assaneers. They were not there.
Oh.
They were with someone by the name of Elgwin.
All right.
Do you know this person?
The name sounds familiar. I believe a mercenary for hire.
You sound relieved that they are with him?
He's a trustworthy man. They have enough coin to keep him a trustworthy man.
It does not sit easy with me, what you described of their behaviors.
I agree.
But we don't have any other information.
Well, if you can chat with them whenever you can and see if there's anything you can glean.
The guard mentioned a dinner party tonight.
Oh, nothing I've been invited to. And did a particular notice of your intention arrive before sunset yesterday?
Oh, yes. Thank you. We were able to speak with the prisoner.
Well, I hope all went well, but from what I hear, he will be removed from the city and sent below is the word, and I don't quite know what that means.
Well,
I'm assuming locked away in some dingy cell for years and years and years, never to see sunlight again.
I suppose that is better than death.
Not for me. I need my comforts.
As many do. As many do.
And how are you set for comfort? Anything I can help with?
Celine has provided me with all I need.
Anything I can provide for Celine?
No, I believe it's the other way around.
Oh.
Your generosity for the soup kitchen is very appreciated.
Well, I'm sure there's more to come.
If you are so moved, we will be happy to receive that offering. Well, we must be going.
Well, good luck, and send word about the Assassinaires if you find any.
I will do so, and let us know if you hear from them and feel that they're in a better place of mind.
Oh, I will. I'll reach out to you at the church.
That sounds delightful. Good day, sir.
Good day.
All right, that's done.
We should probably check back in nighttime.
Maybe.
Yeah, so then he wanted to gamble with me with the king's dice. And I said, you know what? If you give it to me for free now, and then we'll come back with gold. And he said he wanted to split half of it. But then he said, if I win, all I have to do is pay him 8 gold now, and I don't have to pay him anything after we get the treasure. And you know what happened? 3 ones. Ha! So he only got 8 gold out of the whole thing, and now I've got this map that probably leads to at least, I don't know, what do we say, Eric? It's 40
A broken
silver?
great.
That'd be great.
The treasure was the great all along.
Speaking of which, are we returning to that grate?
I guess we don't have anything else to do right now.
Well, we just heard some news.
What?
Valamir? You gotta talk sooner or later. You can't just be...
There's not much to be said at the moment.
You can't just be running around all angry.
What was it?
It's not gonna do you or the rest of us or anybody any good.
Oh, I'm good. Don't worry.
I don't think you are. No.
That alignment needle is pushing.
You're usually more self-righteous than you are right now. That's better than angry.
There's not much to be said at the moment.
Well, we just heard that Pop Valamir's gonna be going to that bad place that Verador talked about.
And how can we help my father, Fiona?
We can't.
What can we do?
Well, I don't know what we can do. None of us except for you talked to him. And you came out of there spitting hate.
My father killed those wizards, and he believes that the wizards are going to be the downfall of Asimir, or Varen. He believes that
All wizards?
they are the wizards. We as wizards are affecting the ley lines and putting stress upon them, and then we will end up creating a cataclysm as was done before in the old Chaloran Empire. And so yes.
So he just started
that's
killing...
You were correct.
He just started killing every wizard he saw?
Yes.
That doesn't seem like... He knows where all the wizards are. Why wouldn't he just go to Asimir and destroy that instead of picking off these 8 random wizards, assuming they're random?
I do not have that answer, Fiona. I just know what he stated.
That
And
doesn't
he did
sound
not deny
like
that he has killed those wizards, and for the reason.
what
A
reason?
Clearly, because he believes they are a danger to Varen, that they will cause the cataclysm as happened before.
Is it true?
Is what true, Vessel?
That these wizards would bring about the cataclysm?
I do not believe so.
There's
And
a bit
I
of
do
doubt
not-
in your voice.
I do
I
not
am-
believe your father to be a cold-hearted murderer.
I did not.
Therefore, there must be a reason.
Yes, he believes he is saving Varen.
At
He
the
is
cost of
a
his
man of such conviction as he has raised a son to be the same.
There is a difference in killing 8 random wizards and believing he is doing right for the world.
We don't know who the wizards were, if they are random or not.
This is why I'm asking Valamir what exactly his father said. If he believes there are bad actors at play, then he is most certainly right
He believes
and could be.
all wizards are a danger.
But not all of them act on this, yourself being one of those. Surely you said that to him.
Yes,
And his response?
that I am wrong.
So your father truly believes, after all the time and the stories that you have introduced me to him, the adventures we've had together sharing stories of our families, that now, suddenly he's changed tact and gone on random witch hunts?
As you well know, he is a man of conviction, and once he has decided upon a thing, then he will see it through.
I have a question.
What?
Has he ever been wrong?
It is rare.
Has he ever been wrong?
He is no man is infallible. No being is infallible.
There seems in the air to be an answer he's not giving.
So, do you think if you were in his position and you found out that other wizards or shade creatures were causing harm in Varen, would you end them?
Yes.
Would that make you wrong?
Not to my own mind.
So, my thought jar's working. If
Angry firefly. Ding, 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 ding,
There's
ding,
a
ding.
single firefly bouncing around in there.
It's just
if you found out that your father was killing wizards and actually saving Varen, would you then also do that to save Varen?
I would.
Last question. If he wanted that and you would do that, should we get him out of going under to protect Varen?
Yes.
Oh, this is getting really exciting. Because I think you just told me that we're going to break into the Tower of Dust.
I am not. I have seen my father's work. I have seen the efforts that he has put in. I have studied many of his works. He is not infallible. He has and can make mistakes.
But has he made one now? The fate of Varen. You mentioned the collapse, the great cataclysm.
Indeed.
This is an event that affects all. Not just magic users. Not just wizards. Not just sorcerers. Priests. The devout. They will be torn apart.
Would you, Vessel, kill all wizards?
For Celine?
Varen? For Varen?
Where
I was originally part of the Silent Army, and still am. Awoken early. Yes. In her name? Yes.
where would your father's work be? Where would proof of if what he is saying is true, where would his proof be? Where is the Grail Diary?
The proof would be Perhaps with the wizards that he has killed,
But I mean,
stashed somewhere. It's back in the villa. He had many places where, many caches.
There was,
Where his
and sorry to
works
interrupt, there was the tower,
Yes.
the last place where your father was caught.
Yes.
That is close.
Yes.
That could be investigated to find out if there is merit. You have a responsibility to your father. You make the claim that he may not be correct. Prove it.
Valamir bows before Vessel, and you are a wise vessel for so lean indeed. Let
Cole
us
waits for
then.
his bow. For his really smart ideas. Just eyebrows.
So what are we doing?
If I believe, if my friends here will follow, to the last place where my father was before being brought to the tower.
I thought we were going straight to the tower to get him out and ask him, but cool. Let's do that.
Well, we would have to very illegally break him out at this stage and turn ourselves all into fugitives.
And I don't know if you remember, we're not actually deputies.
That would have helped. All right. That's it. That's all I said. I just said all right. I don't know where we're going.
I'm just curious on a side note. How does the teleportation work? Do you have to have been or visually in view the
I seem
place?
to remember it's line of sight.
Line of sight.
Line of sight. Okay, just want to make sure.
But
So
there
if
are
you look
some
up,
arrow
you'll see
slits.
someone staring out the window with a hand.
I don't want to get too
Just
crazy.
take my hand.
I was just seeing what the issue
Take
was.
my hand, Peter.
So I believe we're going to travel to where,
well, we
Good
don't
old-
know exactly where that is. We gotta find that out
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
Should we go ask? I didn't write down his name.
Captain Gedright.
Yeah.
Gedrat.
Okay.
Gedrat.
So you're going to go to the captain to figure out where your father's last murder was
Awesome.
done and head in that direction.
That seems to be the plan.
All right, great. Then we will stop
Great.
there for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for all our patron supporters as well. And feel free to drop by our Discord and join the fans, say hi, and talk about the show. And that's at ingloriousbards.com. And we'll see you next time.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
Good night.